I'm here in Chelmsford for Essex against Durham in the Vitality Blast. I'm Toby Reynolds, joined by Guy Swindles. Guy, how are you?
Very good, glorious evening. I've just heard that we were expecting thunderstorms, but happily they look as if they're not heading this way currently, so we should have a very nice finish to the season, really, as far as Essex fans are concerned tonight.
Yeah, nice sunny blue skies at the moment. It's Essex have won the toss, is the story so far. They've just decided to bat. The only change for them is Amara Carr is in and Lauren Winfield-Hill is out, which means Maddie Penna has slid up to open the batting alongside the skipper, Grace Scrivens.
Yeah, Durham are unchanged from their last match. Perhaps unsurprisingly. We're going to start with spin. Catherine Fraser, the Scottish international, going to start us off from the Sir Alistair Cook end. 41 T20s for her country.
Couple sweepers out on the leg side for her.
Slightly short, but pulled straight to the fielder. Maddie Penna feels as if she may have missed out a little on that one. Decent stop though, square leg.
Yeah, good effort from Sophia Turner in there.
Flick round the corner, Grace Scriven says yes. And there certainly was a single there. Maddie Penna latish starting off as she awaited the call, but the left-handed Grace Scriven now getting ready to face. Catherine Fraser, she's just taken the one wicket this season in the 10 matches she's played in the Vitality T20 Blast for Durham. Coming round the wicket to the left-handed Scriven. He just drops her hands on it and plays it backwards and square. Nice shot. Certainly be two. Eventually they decide there are two.
Yeah, lovely little shot there from Scrivens. She's so strong through that sort of backward point, third man region, and just smart batting really to find the gap behind point on the offsides.
Once again in, cuts it square, and that goes out to the deep cover fielder, and they trot through for a single. Grace Scrivens moves to 3, which is her highest innings in the last 3 matches.
Yeah, it's been a tricky-ish season for Scrivens with the bat in this competition, but she has made a few runs throughout as well.
Absolutely. You know how good she is. And that's just turned around the corner. Again, Penna just waits for Grace Scrivens to call her through.
Yeah, again, some more smart batting, just rotating the strike, and we've seen it in the last few games here at Chelmsford for Essex. They can get a little bit stuck at times, but actually just the way they're batting now and just rotating the strike, just sensible cricket as much as anything else.
Yeah, you're right. Not every ball has to be hit for 4. Fraser is in, and that's cut away nicely, but the fielder out in that deep cover position will keep them down to a single, but a solid start. 6 off the first over, 6 with no wickets. Penna is 2 not out, Scrivens 4 not out. Decent start.
Yeah, good start for Essex. Better than their game on Wednesday anyway, where they were 2 down, both openers gone inside the first over. Mahika Gore just running riot with the new ball, so I'll be happy to have gotten through that and look to try and push on and just build a solid base to really explode from with this new opening partnership. As we see Phoebe Turner taking the ball here from the Graham Gooch end. Yeah, it's been very good with ball in hand as Phoebe Turner this season so far. Very economical. She often is, very smart bowler. Looks to use bouncers thrown in every so often, slower balls, cutters as well. And it's a pretty small ground straight down the ground here at Chelmsford, so she'll have to be careful with length. That was just driven out off the front foot to mid-off by Scrivens. Yeah, Turner's got sweepers out square either side, deep forward square leg in front of the pavilion, and also deep backward point as well, in case she offers Scrivens any width. But a slip in there as well. Holly Armitage, the skipper, in there. That's down the leg side. It beats the dive of the keeper, and it's going to run away for 4. First boundary of the day there with it, and a wide as well.
Yeah, handy Essex bonus, that one. 5 runs, extra ball.
Yeah, Mia Rogers behind the stumps, unable to get more than fingertips to it. And as you say there, Guy, that just boosts their total up a little bit as well. That's driven nicely. Doesn't quite find the gap, but gets through for a single. Down the other end for Scrivens, off the front foot again.
Good to see this from these two openers, always looking for the single. Rotate that left hand, right hand strike. Make life complicated for the bowlers. And keep the scoreboard ticking along nicely.
Exactly, yeah. No slip for Penna, with Armitage moving out into the covers instead. But does have the 2 sweepers out, a deep square and deep point similarly. And that one is cut out to that sweeper at deep point. Just opens the face of the bat there, does Penna. Nicely to rotate the strike and get down the other end. As we're halfway through Turner's first over here.
Yeah, it's Sophia Turner, who's had quite a lot of fielding to do already out in that deep mid-wicket, deep cover position.
And that one's through the offside this time from Scrivens. Doesn't quite beat the dive of extra cover, who gets a hand on that one to stop it from racing away. But they get through for a single either way.
Almost mistimed her dive, the fielder, on that occasion. It was as if she went actually slightly too early. Just watching it again. Yeah, she was almost down and the ball just then hopped over her hand.
Full and straight and driven by Penna, but doesn't get a hold of it. It just trickles out to mid-off for a dot ball. That was again punched down the ground by Penna with a dot ball to end the over. 14 without loss, Essex after 2 overs. Bulk of the runs coming from that 5 wides early on in the over, as we're seeing the helmet run out again, so back to some more spin by the looks of it, but a change in it as Maddie Villiers comes on to bowl. Former Sunrisers players, played a lot of cricket around this area, now playing against her. Well, a lot of her old teammates.
Absolutely, yeah. No, she was a stalwart of the Sunrisers and played a lot of her cricket here at the Ambassadors Cruise Ground. And nice to hear her get a bit of applause from some of the fans as well, who will remember her well. And that's short, and that's missed out, really, from Grace Scrivens. She manages to pick out the fielder, that short, fine leg. Prepares again as cut away. As that was a better delivery from Villiers. Decent, well, good cricket all round. Decent ball, nice shot, good fielding, just the single.
Yeah, good piece of fielding there from Catherine Fraser at backward point. And again, then the field spreads for the off spinner on the leg side.
Maddie Villiers in again to the right-hander this time and cramps her up for space. She can largely just push the ball into the covers, nicely bowled. After the first loosener, she's bowled nicely, Maddie Villiers. Oh, and that's a good ball as well. Finding a bit of spin by the looks of things. And of course, as we were saying, the experience of bowling at this ground fairly regularly.
Yeah, she's most prolific wicket taker for the Durham side in the Blast as well. 11 wickets,
Yeah.
about 26 in this season so far, just ahead of Sophia Turner.
That was short again, though, and that's absolutely nailed, and that's well placed too from Penna, who finds the gap between the two fielders in the deep, and that's the first boundary off the bat of the Essex innings so far.
Yeah, lovely shot by Penna there. Just too short from Villiers, and Penna rocked back and nailed that one through wide mid-wicket.
She had all the time in the world to play that shot. Now she's cramped for space, and a very decent over from Maddie Villiers. Just that one loose ball that was clumped for 4. 6 off the over, 24, no wicket after 3.
Yeah, another good start here for Essex. It's been interesting seeing Penna move up to the top of the order. She's had a pretty good season with bat in hand for Essex. I think they're leading run scorer. Or not quite, actually. Just behind Long Winfield Hill. But it's either way, averaging best part of 30, 288 runs at the moment.
Absolutely.
And quite a few big contributions throughout as well. As Catherine Fraser's just changing ends here, having bowled the opening overs, now coming in from the Graham Gooch ends. Scrivens just looks to turn that one to the leg side first up, but gets done in the flight a little bit, and the dot ball opens the over for Fraser. Across the stumps from Scrivens, who looks to sweep. Big appeal there from Fraser. I think there might have been some glove on that, perhaps, from Scrivens. But either way, the Durham team were up in arms with appeals there.
You can see why they were shouting.
That was swept hard there from Scrivens. Beats the fielder out on the rope for her first boundary of the day. Moves across her stumps well again there to target the space into the leg side. Smart batting from the Essex skipper.
Yes, after very nearly coming a crop of the ball before by stepping across the stumps. That was really nicely played by Grace Scrivens after the practice on the previous delivery.
Used her feet this time, slightly airily down the ground, not far away from the diving Fraser. But she escapes just about there.
Yeah, she didn't quite middle it, did she? Very nearly.
Yeah, it looked like she wanted to go big down the ground, but as you say there, Guy, didn't get a hold of it, but somewhat luckily so. As we're seeing a change of field here, deep square is going out, and they're bringing in deep cover. So there's space through the offside now if she wants to use it. Feet down the ground, but again, back to the bowler. Another dot ball.
It's a good battle between these two at the moment.
Width this time and sliced through the offsides, put away very well by Scrivens for another boundary in the over. And that does end the 4th over there. 27 without loss, absolutely flying the home side now.
Again, she stepped outside leg stump and on this occasion looked to cut it away, which she did superbly. But it was nicely bowled as well, so thoroughly enjoyed watching that particular over. But Grace Scrivens, the eventual winner, with 8 runs from it. That's Phoebe Turner now to return to the attack from the Sir Alistair Cook end. As the two batters wait. You can hear the gulls crying in the distance as well. As that's really quite wide, but not wide enough to be called a wide. I like it when batters feel it should be a wide and they just show that they couldn't have reached it with another broomstick if they had. Umpire happy that that is absolutely fine. Gabby Brown. Holly Armitage, the skipper, just having a little word there with Phoebe Turner.
Yeah, 2 sweepers out on the leg side now, bringing in the cover sweeper again.
Pitched up on this occasion, and that's clipped nicely round the leg side, but a good piece of fielding out in the deep keeps them down to 2 and saves the boundary. So good work in the deep there. There's a beautifully timed shot from Penna, just clips it away.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to race away towards the boxers down there at a fine leg, but some good fielding, clawed the ball back inside the rope.
Oh, and there's looks for the expansive shot and just cannons into her pads, but no appeals. And Phoebe Turner has her namesake Sophia Turner to thank for keeping it down to 2 so far in that over. She was the fielder who grabbed that ball as it looked to be flying to the boundary on the second ball of the over. Now we're having a bit of a change. We're having a short third and a deep fine leg. Mid wicket comes in. Leg. Short, pulled. That's a brilliant shot. She absolutely nailed that. Maddie Penna.
Yeah, read the length so early on that one. Just smashes that one in front of square as well. They got the 2 sweepers out there at fine leg and square leg, ready for the bouncer. Slightly telegraphed, perhaps, by Durham and Turner, but
they didn't have to move. The fielders didn't have a chance to move.
No.
That just flew to the boundary. Slightly mistimes the drive, and it goes straight to the fielder, where Maddie Villiers ensures that a dot ball follows the 4.
yeah, and again a change of field here. Holly Armitage is a very proactive captain, likes to make little adjustments between overs just to keep the batters thinking as much as anything else. Deep mid wicket out now, fine leg in.
That's a crunching drive, and that's hit beautifully straight. Only fielder who had a single chance of stopping that was the bowler. But once it was past Phoebe Turner. And that's another very good over as far as Essex are concerned. And they move on to 37 without loss after 5 overs.
Yeah, really, really good power play so far for the home sides. 1 over left inside that power play, but the 2 batters flying along at the moment. Scrivens 15 off 14, Penna 17 off 16. We saw how good a pitch it was yesterday here when the men piled on well over 200s. They're also playing at the moment now against Kent. The game's just yet to start. Starts in about past down in Canterbury. As Maddie Villiers is throwing the ball again here. There's some more off spin. That was just turned into the leg side for a single first up. Nicely done by Scrivens.
These 2 are batting really nicely together. Just the start that Essex would have wanted. They'd love to finish the season on a high.
That one's just punched back to Villiers. 1 bounce into the bowler's hands. Yeah, neither side able to progress to finals day, which will be taking place at the Oval in just over a week's time.
With how many teams?
3 teams, yeah. So that'll be the Blaze, Birmingham Bears and Surrey. That one's just pushed into the leg side again. Through for a quick single there, Scrivens. Just has to get some skates on a little bit.
But putting the pressure on the fielder worked. She Bit of a misfield, and they got home very comfortably in the end.
That one swept hard, slightly airily, but behind square enough. And it's 4 runs. Slight misfield on the rope there from Sophia Turner. She does really well to make up some yards, but it just skidded away across the fast outfield for Scrivens to sweep again for a boundary. It's been a really good shot for her so far today. 2 balls remain in the power play here, and Maddie Villiers is over. Scrivens this time through the offside. Oh, and a bit of spin off the used pitches out there. I think just evade the fielder at backward point. Slight misfield there will be disappointing to Durham. But it's just the 1 run added to the total. This one's pulled away again. Going to beat the 2 fielders? No. Brilliant dive in there from Phoebe Turner to keep it down to just 1 at the end of the power play. 45 without loss for Essex, the home side. One of their most productive power plays so far, as we'll see Katie Levick, the birthday girl, coming into the attack, and I will be replaced now, I think, by one of our other co-commentators, James Patient.
Yeah, very decent start indeed from Essex after winning the toss and deciding to bat. Power play safely negotiated. The run rate currently stands at 7.5 and over. They'd quite fancy that for the rest of this innings. James making himself at home next door.
Evening all. Really good start from Essex, this.
Katie Levick is in. And not afraid to take the pace off the ball. And in the end, all that Maddie Penna can do is just drop her hands on the ball. Again, plenty of loop from the bowler.
Teasing her, isn't she?
It's nice to see old-fashioned spin bowling, and rather than firing it in, happy to just give the ball a little bit of air and say, chase me if you want to. That's slightly short, but the fielder is there and it's cut straight to them. Fielded by the skipper, Holly Armitage.
Important Penna doesn't get frustrated here. It's a couple of dot balls and we know she's a very aggressive batter.
But such is the start they've made, they can afford a one over while they just get themselves steady again.
Absolutely.
And that's a decent shot, and it is getting quite difficult to field on the edge of the square. We saw this in the matches here earlier in the week as well, that the ball pings up a little bit off the old squares, the old pitches, and they do go through for a single now. That hurt Holly Armitage's left shin, I think.
The ball is doing a bit, isn't it, off the surface? We know it's a used pitch from last night, but it's getting some spin for these Durham bowlers.
Definitely. Certainly from this Sir Alistair Cook end, we've seen the ball turn. That's wide and cut away by Scrivens, but I think there'll still only be a single. So this has been a very tidy over so far. One more ball to go, just a couple of runs from it.
But I do like this from Essex, as you say, Guy. They can't get the boundaries because it's good bowling from Katie Levick, but they're just knocking it into the gap, rotating the strike.
Yeah, and quick singles in 30 degrees aren't quite as easy as otherwise. And that's cut nicely, actually, but there is a fielder out there in the deep, which means they only take the 1, and that was a very tidy over. Just the 3 runs from it. 48 without loss then. Penna 21 and Scrivens is 22 not out.
Yeah, the new opening partnership paying dividends for Essex. Big shoes to fill at the top of the order with Lauren Winfield-Hill in the side tonight. And what would have been her last game for Essex anyway. She'll be going back to Yorkshire for the remainder of the season. But having spoken to a few of the Essex players, I know how valuable Lauren's been both on the pitch and off the pitch. She's got so much experience, hasn't she?
Yeah.
All those games she's played for England.
Exactly.
And it's a young squad, this Essex team, and I know she's been almost like a mentor to some of them.
Yes, across all 3 formats, she played 104 matches for England in one shape or form.
Fantastic. So Sophia Turner bowling from the Graham Gooch end.
Be nice for her to have a break from fielding.
Maddie Penna on strike, just runs that down to the third man, and she's found the gap, and that's going to race away on a quick outfield. Good bit of fielding down there by Katie Levick. Keeps it to 2. Nice shot from Maddie Penna. Not trying to overhit it at the moment, is she?
No. Every so often you can see she wants to really give it 4, but...
which we know she can.
Of course.
Very powerful player.
50 up, by the way.
50 up from the 7.1 overs.
As that's dragged down from Turner, and Penna says, thanks very much, I'll take a single to deep cover. Essex move on to 51 without loss. That's the important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going at a decent run rate, but they haven't lost a wicket, and we know they've got plenty of batting in the tank. And as you touched on earlier, Guy, it would be great for Essex to just finish on a high, give them some momentum going into a couple of one-day matches that they've got.
Well, based on the batting in the last 2 home matches, if they can keep this going in 140 odd, that would be a very decent score.
Here is Turner again, coming round the wicket, and that's short, and Grace Scrivens just swivels on that and picks out the fielder at deep square. They come through for a single.
Yeah, Katie Levick in action again.
Can't keep her out of the game. It wasn't. It'll be informed it wasn't Katie Levick.
That was my fault.
Your eyes
Yeah.
deceive you, Guy.
Wrong number.
He's Turner bowling to Penna, and that's just back of a length. That's a good delivery. Took the pace off. And Penna, you can see she's winding up to smoke that through the covers, but she refrained, pulled out, and just played it defensively into the offside. She is just waiting for that ball that's in her hitting arc, and see if she can hit it into the houses in the Hayes close end. Works that into the leg side. She's going to hurry through for a quick single. And think about the second, but it's not on. Essex up to 53 without loss. 1 ball to go in this 8th over.
The bowler was quick to realise that if she didn't go for it, the 2 might well be on. So Sophia Turner made sure she kept them down to just the 1.
Sat here in the commentary box, Guy, I'm sweating buckets.
And it's boiling.
Really hot, coming through the glass as well. And the players certainly haven't got any respite from the sun either. As Scrivens just punches that to the fielder at cover. Hurry through for a quick single. Run out chance. Oh,
It's quick from Matt. She's
Good
quick
running.
though, isn't she? My word, Maddie Penna.
Mia
She put
Rogers
the afterburners on.
couldn't gather cleanly, but that's a really sharp single from Essex, and that's the end of the 8th over. Score is 54 without loss. A really impressive start from the home team.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see whether they look to just get things motoring slightly as the run rate. She was 7.5 at the end of the power play. Just now under 7.
As you say, you think 140 would be a pretty good score on this
yeah.
on this track.
Very much so. And Catherine Fraser's back for her 3rd over. 0 for 14 so far. 12 overs remaining. Current run rate 6.75. Again, not afraid to give it air, but that's a beautiful sweep shot, and that's too good. That goes into the Felsted School stand for 4. Just what was needed. Lovely shot by Grace Scrivens.
That's really smart batting, isn't it? They're bowling tight line and length here, so she's just manipulated the space, created something from nothing really there.
Yeah, it's bold too, because she's stepping outside off. If she misses it, she's going to be bowled or LBW, but absolutely nailed that. This time she gets a bit of width outside off stump after what happened last time. And that's going to be 4 more. Yes, it is. So winning this particular battle at the moment is Grace Scrivens.
There you go, Guy. You're calling for them to up the run rate slightly, and back-to-back boundaries for the Essex skipper.
Yeah, they're listening. They're definitely listening.
Must have an earpiece in or something.
Yeah.
Couldn't miss this.
So back-to-back boundaries, just what the doctor ordered as far as Essex is concerned. The skipper leading from the front, 32 now not out.
Not far off a highest score in the competition.
Yeah, it's 39 so far, isn't it?
For a player of her class, I know she is still very young, but I think she will be disappointed with her campaign individually. She's scored 166 runs coming into this match.
Yeah.
So she's nearing 200 in the blast altogether.
Yeah, she did get that good 84 against New Zealand playing for England A, but Essex, and that swung away again, and this won't go all the way, and they'll have to settle for a single, but after the 2 fours off the first 2 balls, that will do nicely, thank you.
Getting a lot of joy from that shot this evening. And when it's spinning like it is at Chelmsford at the moment, that's one of your best options.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can play and don't need to reverse it, if you can just play the normal sweep shot to the spinners. Oh, and there's a big shout because that catches her on the back foot and she goes. It's a long decision from the umpire, and at first it did seem as if Maddie Penna couldn't quite believe she'd been given, but she has to go. And Fraser has the breakthrough. Her 2nd wicket of the season so far, and a big one. She removes Maddie Penna, who was just beginning to look dangerous. We're just waiting to see if the replay does come up.
It's quite hard to tell from up here, isn't it? But I did think it might be sliding down. I think Maddie Penna certainly thinks the same, but have to watch it again on the screen.
Here we go. Here is the replay. Watching it now. Oh, I don't know. She was a long way across.
Yeah.
It's almost height there.
Quite extravagant bounce.
But you can see why it was given. We'll put it that way. And Cordelia Griffith, upper spot in the batting order. Coming in at 3. Well, with the base that's been set, I'm sure she's been given a licence to attack.
You'd definitely think so. Maddie Penna, she'll obviously be disappointed to get out having done the hard work, but she set a platform for the team. Now the batters coming in can try and kick on.
Top score of 47 not out this season. Cordelia Griffith. And she plays a most correct looking forward defensive.
That was glorious. It was like watching Shubman Gill.
And nicely driven up to mid-on. There'll only be the one, I think. Yeah, good fielding. In the deep from Maddie Villiers ensures, and they both know Maddie Villiers' arm. I don't think we'll take that on. And they settle for a single. Decent over, though. 10 from it. The wicket was the problem, though, as far as Essex concerned. The end of Maddie Penna trapped LBW.
Grace Scrivens looks like she's in the groove now. I think it would be good if she can try and anchor the innings, stay there to the end, and then plenty of wickets in the hutch. Come in and bat around her. Change of bowling at the Graham Gooch end. It's going to be Phoebe Turner. No relation to Sophia Turner that I could work out.
Just it is Cricinfo don't know about it, that's for sure.
Just a happy coincidence. And there's a bit of a discussion going on here over field placings. Currently, one fielder out on the cover boundary, one at fine leg, quite square. You've got a deep mid wicket. Unless there's someone that I can't see beneath me. That's it. Turner in, bowls, and Griffith just works that up to mid-on, and they hurry through for a quick single. That's good running from Essex. Very wristy shot there from Cordelia Griffith. Did well to dig it out the block hole.
There's a fielder down there.
I've just been notified there is a fielder on the third man boundary. Looks to be coming up to the ring. No, she's been sent back. And fine leg has now come up to the 45 position inside the ring. Here's Turner again. Bowls outside off stump. Scrivens tries to dig it out. It's a Yorker length, wide Yorker. Through to the keeper, no run. It's a good piece of bowling.
Yeah.
Run rate just dipped below 7. Turner in again, bowls. That's a good length. It's straight, and Scrivens taps her back on the ground in frustration. She just had to pat that one back to the bowler.
Yeah, she really does want to get a move on now, doesn't she, Grace Scrivens? But this is good bowling.
I
from
think
Phoebe Turner.
it is good bowling, and possibly an option is to use her feet and try and hit it straight back over bowler's head with mid-on and mid-off, both inside the ring. So here's Turner again, bowling outside off stump, good length, and Scrivens does make contact with this one and takes a single to the point boundary. Gets Cordelia Griffith, the new batter, on strike. Score moves on to 66 for 1. It's being blinded by the sun now.
Yeah, it really is getting a bit low, and I'd hate to be fielding, looking into that at the moment.
Turner to Griffith, and that's an attempted bouncer which Griffith hooks into the leg side. There is a fielder on the mid-wicket boundary, so she's going to keep it to 1. This is good stuff from Durham.
You can see Cordelia Griffiths up for it, can't you? Because she took that bouncer on.
She's come out swinging. Just 3 runs from the over so far. 1 ball to go. This has been really tight from Phoebe Turner. She's coming over the wicket to Grace Scrivens, who plays that to the fielder at cover. Looks for a single, but it's good fielding. Can't take one. So just 3 runs from the over. That's 10 gone halfway through the Essex innings. The home team are 67 for 1.
Yeah, decent fight back from Durham after the power play. Just the 22 in the 4 overs since then. And Essex will very much want to put the accelerator down again when they can.
Essex's men are underway against Kent. They lost the toss and are batting first. They're 14 without loss. Michael Pepper's 10 not out. Paul Walter is 4 not out.
Catherine. Sophia Turner into the attack, and they go for 2 with a drop and go, and that's excellent running. It's really good running. They spotted there were 2 immediately, and Griffiths played it into that wide open space, and by not trying to hit it too hard, just pushing it into that vacant area on the leg side. It's a bit of a sprint for Grace Scrivens, but she was certainly up to the task. She was going to the danger end, and they get 2. Nice looking drive for nothing from Cordelia Griffiths. Nails it to the fielder.
She's come out with real intent here, hasn't she? And you love to see that as an Essex fan. But still keeping it classy. Seen some lovely shots.
Absolutely.
Through the offside from Cordelia Griffith.
Slower ball, and that's smashed. I think that's going to go all the way. And it is the first maximum of the innings. Superb from Cordelia Griffith. She spotted the length and said, "Thank you very much. I'll have 6 of those, thank you."
Never mind 6, that should be 10. That was huge. That's gone way over the boundary rope from Cordelia Griffith. Giving the fans in the Tom Pearce stand something to cheer about.
Yeah, most of them are hiding in that lower area as well because of the sun.
Well, they probably got PTSD if they were here last night from Jordan Cox's innings where it was raining sixes at Chelmsford.
Was it 11?
11 fours, 11 sixes, 139 not out off 60 balls.
Jeez.
Unbelievable hitting. If you haven't seen the highlights, anyone watching at home, I'd definitely recommend going online and digging them out. It's a fantastic innings. And a lot of Essex fans I know were thinking about not coming to the game because there's nothing on the line. Essex men have had a really torrid campaign, bottom of the Southern Blast group. But my word, they were in for a treat if they were in the ground last night.
Well, the ball is back, the music's finished and we're ready to bowl. Oh, it's full toss. Help round the corner, but rather misses out. And it came as a bit of a shock, I think, to Cordelia Griffiths, the full bunger, and she just turned it round into the hands of short, fine leg. Well, Grace Scrivens very quickly through.
She'll be frustrated there because that really was a hit-me ball, wasn't it? Full bunger down the leg side with a one fielder. Fine leg inside the ring. Should have gone to the rope.
And that's a good piece of fielding because the ball bounced nastily and spat up at skipper Holly Armitage, but she adjusted her hands and did very well and ensured there was no run. Grace Scrivens looks rather accusingly at her bat as Sophia Turner goes back to her mark. This has fallen safe and has gone all the way for 4. Very good placement from Grace Scrivens, and that was a very good over as far as Essex are concerned. Just watching this one again, excellent placement. Perfectly safe using the aerial route.
Well, that shows how quick the outfield is, doesn't it? Because she really didn't middle that, and it's just kicked as it's hit the turf and raced to the fence for 4 runs.
13 off the over. Lucky for Essex.
Scrivens just 1 away from her highest score of the campaign. She's 38 not out.
Yeah, gone past 200 for the season, as you pointed out earlier, James, who was closing in on that.
Cordelia Griffith is 12 off 8. She's motoring along here, striking at 115 in this competition this season. There's a new over started by Maddie Villiers. Is she bowling her third or fourth? I can't quite see.
It's her third.
It's her third. None for 13 so far as the first ball of the overs played into the offside for no run. And again, Cordelia Griffith looking to cut this one away. Takes the under edge of her bat.
She bowled really well to the right-handers. Maddie Villiers just cramping them for style.
Bowls again. Oh, and that really kicks off the surface. And Griffith went for the cut shot again. But it looked a bit too straight to be playing that shot. You can see why she's going for it because all the fielders on the offside are up on the 1. So if she can beat them, it's a guaranteed 4.
The bounce though.
Villiers in again to Griffith. Can she get one away? She can't. Just trickles one up to the cover fielder, no run. 4 dot balls in a row in the 12th over. Really good stuff from Maddie Villiers, formerly of this parish, of course. And that's a bit shorter, and that's well played by Cordelia Griffith, but she can't beat the fielder, who's at short third. They do hurry through for a single, so I think Griffith will be relieved there just to get to the other end and say, go on, Skip, you deal with this.
And stop the embarrassment of having played out a maiden in a T20 match as well.
Unheard of. Slight field change for the left-handed Grace Scrivens. Fielder on the deep square, or on the deep point boundary. She gets the reverse sweep out to Grace Scrivens, and that's over the infield, and that could run away for 4. It's not going to. Good dive in the outfield by the boundary rider. do hurry through for 3. That's really good running from Griffith and Scrivens. Lovely shot from the Essex captain. She moves on to 41, which is her highest score of this Blast campaign. Saving the best till last. This final match for both of these teams, neither of which can qualify. And there's going to be a change in the commentary box. Toby's coming back in for Guy. Toby, I'll let you come straight in and take this over. What have you made of what you've seen so far?
Yeah, it's been really, really good stuff for Essex so far. Probably their best start for at least the last few games with bat in hands. Katie Levick, the leggy, back into play now though. Bowling to the left-handed Scrivens. 3 out on the leg side. Sweeper on the off as well at extra cover. Full toss first up, and that was pulled away nicely. Not quite enough on it though. Slight mishit. Just means it dribbles out towards Susie Bates at long on.
Essex have missed out on a few of those this evening, haven't they? There's one thing they'll be disappointed with. It's probably a number of dot balls they're facing and not capitalising on some of these full bangers being bowled by Durham.
Yeah, I think there was a sweep missed as well and a few others that have been dotted through, but they've batted well otherwise. Griffith's facing up to Levick. Use of feet, drives down the ground, just misses the stumps at the non-striker's end and goes all the way for 4. Another glorious shot from Cordelia Griffith. Use of feet, gets to the pitch and nails that one straight down the ground for 4 runs.
Well, it's good to see she's not let that sequence of dot balls she faced in the previous over affect her. Decided to take the positive approach and come down the track.
Cuts this one. Beats the fielder extra cover. Not quite enough on it to beat the sweeper on the boundary, and we'll just get 1 for it.
Some real turn again there.
Yeah, good fielding out on the rope by Emily Windsor. Just to gather and throw back in. Get Scrivens on to face again. 42. The Essex skipper's on at the moment. And pulls this one aerially out through mid-wicket. It's going to be 1 bounce and fielded by Windsor out there again. Allows them through for 2. Slight parry, but does well to get a body behind it.
We're also seeing the benefits of a left-hand, right-hand combination here, because when the batter rotates strike, you see the Durham fielders having to run around in this heat, tire them out.
This time looks to cut that one and just whistles past the outside edge from Scrivens there. Yeah, I think it would have been interesting to see if Scrivens fell first. Would Grucock have come in? Because it's what they did last game. They do like the left-right combo. Trying to target one of the options square, it means. This time pulled aerially out towards mid-wicket again, but not enough on it. They're just going to take 1 for it. No, Griffiths again, quick between the wickets. As that one's just dropped out into that big area at mid-wicket where the fielders can't quite cover. That ends the over, 94 for 1. 10 runs from that Katie Levick over there. Scrivens and Griffiths just rotating the strike nicely with a few boundaries dotted in between as well.
Yeah, they put the accelerator down now, and why not? Got 9 wickets in hand. Cordelia Griffith just takes on some fluids, as does Grace Scrivens. They must be absolutely knackered. They're running so well between the wickets in the heat.
Yeah, 7 overs left in this Essex innings. What do you reckon they'll be looking for, James? 150? 140?
Oh, yeah, me and Guy did say 140 would be a good score, but because of the start they've got here, I think they could probably up that to 150, 155. I think it is time to go now. 7 overs, 9 wickets in hand. As Fraser's back onto bowl at the Graham Gooch end. More spin, and that is hammered through extra cover by Cordelia Griffith. A little skip down the wicket and played that into the gap. Glorious shot. She creamed it to the fence. 4 runs. Takes Essex on to 98 for 1.
Yeah, scorching drive from Griffiths there. She's been in fine touch so far. Just picking up boundaries pretty comfortably and just forcing Holly Armitage and the Durham side to keep rethinking plans here.
That's it. It just throws you off as a bowler, throws you off your line and length when the batter at the other end is using their feet and coming down to you one ball and then sitting deep and trying to hit you through point the next. Oh, and Griffith gets the sweep shot out and she beats the fielder on the ring on the 45, and that's back-to-back boundaries for the Essex batter, and that takes the home team over 100, 102 now for one really good shot from Cordelia Griffith.
Yeah, just
Slightly premeditated.
I was going to say, fraction too straight, and I think the second Griffith saw that line just veered too much towards the leg side. She got down onto one knee and just pulled that one round the corner. Kind of half pull, half sweep, but beat the fielder at fine leg. As we're seeing, I think a mix of ground staff and players here just crawling underneath covers to try and fetch the ball. They have it now, though.
Well, maybe we need to revise our estimation of 155 in this innings. If Essex carry on like this, 200 could be in sight.
Yeah, not far off, to be fair. Run rate 7.6.
Griffith just cramped for room there. That's a good comeback from Fraser. Nudges it to square leg and they take a single. That's good cricket, isn't it? Back-to-back boundaries. Doesn't look to go for a third time. Respects a good piece of bowling. Rotates the strike.
Yeah.
Griffith moves on to 27. Scrivens is 46, not out at the other end. She's facing up now to Fraser, who comes around the wicket to the left-hander. Scrivens looks to get the sweep out again, but misses.
Yeah, Mia Rogers there, ready to take the bails. Scrivens' back foot does stay grounded, though.
Waiting for her to overbalance. She's played that shot so well this evening. Surprised not to see that come out the middle of her bat. It's Fraser again, that's slightly short, and Scrivens knocks that into the gap at cover and takes the single. 10 runs from the over so far with one ball to go. Field change again for the right-handed Cordelia Griffith. And that's given some flight by Fraser, and Griffith again comes down the track and she's found the gap beautifully there. That's gone all the way to the fence. And she barely touched it, did Cordelia Griffith. Just timed the pants off it through point. And that's the third boundary of the over for Essex. 14 runs from it.
Yeah, really nice shot again by Griffith. Looked to use her feet first up there, I think, when she saw the ball go above the bowler's eyes. But actually almost yorked herself, but luckily it was wide enough. Managed to get her hands through it, though, and carve that one away through backward point, beating the two fielders in there. Picking up again another 4.
And it hasn't necessarily been bad bowling by any means by Durham. Essex have just played really calculated and measured cricket here. Picking off the bad balls when they come, finding the gaps. And they've hurried on to 108 for 1 after 14 overs. Now they can have a bit of fun with 6 left, 9 wickets in hand.
Yeah, interesting. Phoebe Turner in for her last over of the spell here. She won't have any more after this one, but Durham know they need wickets and turn to one of their top seamers. As that one's just chipped into the offside, first up by Scrivens. It's a little bit frustrated, but survives either way.
You don't want to see a flurry of wickets here, of course, if you're an Essex player or fan, but do you think now, Toby, this is almost anything goes territory?
Yeah, perhaps not quite, but I think one of these two really should try and push on here. That's what Scrivens looks to do. Pulls on around the corner. Just going to get 1 for it, though. Picks out the fielder at backward square. Just again, Turner drifts onto the pads a fraction. Not too short, and Scrivens pulls that one away nicely. And again, the field has to spread. We've mentioned the left-right combo, and the way they can just rotate the strike and force Durham fielders to run 20, 30 metres into the ring, outside the ring, out to the boundary. As Turner's in again now, and that one keeps a fraction low. They're going to push for 2 here. Scrivens turns and goes. They will get backed for 2. Going to be tight. Well run there by the Essex pair again. They've made a lot of 2s here, which has been absolutely crucial in keeping their run rate more than ticking over.
Well, it's great cricket because that wasn't a bad ball. And it's cramped Griffith for room, but she's just worked that into the leg side where there's so much space. There's 3 fielders on the boundary, deep square, deep mid-wicket and long on. So there's a comfortable 2 because the bowler has to go and fetch the ball from the edge of the inner circle.
And this time Cordelia Griffiths looks to slash that one away. I think it misses everything though. Runs away for 4. No, off the bat that will be. Thick outside edge. Takes that one past Mia Rogers at the stumps. It's going to be 4 runs off the bat for Cordelia Griffith.
Everything she touched this evening's turned to gold. Cordelia Griffith, a little bit of fortune there. As that one again, probably the 4th or 5th ball we've seen this evening, just really lift off the surface.
Yeah, brings the 50 partnership up as well, that one. Griffiths again, thick outside edge. This time thicker though, and he's going to run away for 4 between backward point and third man. Absolutely flying is Cordelia Griffiths right now. Moves into the 40s with that as well. 41 not out from just 22 deliveries here. Cordelia Griffith.
Cordelia Griffith, the pinch hitter. What a gem of an innings this has been, and how frustrated must Holly Armitage, the Durham skipper, be. She's setting her field quite precisely here, but Griffith is just finding the bat even when she mistimes the ball.
Yeah, dropping fine leg back, bringing in deep cover. It's got to be straight here. Can't offer any width with no sweepers out on the offside. Perhaps a bumper again. We know Turner likes those. There is a short ball. Just clothed out towards long on. They'll think about 2, but Scrivens says no. I think sensibly so. Should be running to the danger end there. And that ends the over. 120 for 1. 15 overs gone here for the home side. And they are absolutely flying. Run rate bang on 8 and over right now. Cordelia Griffith 42 from 23. Scrivens being caught up is still 48 not out though.
That was almost telepathic from you, Toby. How did you know she was going to bowl a bouncer?
I know she likes them, Phoebe Turner. Loves a short ball. Had the field all out on the leg side. And almost rushes Griffiths for pace that time, but she gets a bat through and just scampers down the other end for a single.
Oh, I'm very impressed. Good cricketing brain. Bit of a captain yourself, are you?
Done the odd game here or there.
Oh, of course he has. Of course he has.
Not to great success though.
Don't put yourself down.
As we're seeing from one Turner to another. Sophia, ball in hand now. Rogers up to the stumps again though.
Cordelia Griffith on strike. Right arm over the wicket. That's a full toss and swept by Cordelia Griffith again to the boundary. How many times I've said that already this evening. She moves on to 46. It's a poor delivery in truth from Sophia Turner. Full toss down the leg side. Freebie for Griffith. Once she beat the infielder on the 45, that was always going away for 4 runs. Essex move on to 124 for 1. And again, a Durham fielder's having to crawl underneath the covers in front of the big scoreboard here at Chelmsford. Maybe getting a bit of assistance from Stuart, the groundsman.
It's an interesting one here. I don't think Durham have bowled that badly. They've had a few loose deliveries in there. Essex often haven't capitalised on them. I think Griffiths has done so, or done better in the last few overs with it. But actually, I think it's just, we saw yesterday a very good batting track. Essex piled on the runs, that magnificent ton by Jordan Cox. But actually, I think Durham have done all right with the ball so far today, and it's just been racing away to the ropes on this rock-hard outfield, and the gaps have just been found pretty perfectly by Scrivens and Penna up top, and now Cordelia Griffiths has probably outdone the 2 openers since coming in.
She's nearly caught up with them, and how many balls she faced? What?
24, yeah.
She's striking at nearly 200. Cordelia Griffith, she's about to go past her highest score of the competition. So, saving the best till last, or Essex. Here comes Turner again, and that is again worked into the leg side. They're going to think about 2. It's definitely on, and yet Cordelia Griffith comes back, no problem at all. Intelligent cricket from this Essex pair again, 126 for 1 in the 16th over.
I was sure you were going to put the commentator's curse on there.
No, never. Never in doubt. Seen it like a football, Cordelia Griffith, but I'll stop complimenting her for the time being, just in case. As here comes Turner again, bowling to Griffith, and that is short, and that's wide, and that is flayed through the point region. The fielder collects on the boundary, going to hurry through for a second. This is going to be tight. Cordelia Griffith has made it, and in doing so, she goes to a half century from just 26 balls. What an innings this has been from the Essex number 3. Promoted up the order. Is that 7 fours and 1 6?
Yeah, that absolutely huge one down to the grandstand towards our right here.
That was
Monstrous
massive,
strike.
Absolutely massive. She's just timed the pants off everything and run well, picked her gaps. Couple of edges to the fence, but she's deserved that luck. 50 not out, and that's short, and that's wide again. Not wide enough to be called.
Just inside the tram lines by the looks of it. Right on the edge of it though.
Look generous.
Yeah, I'm not sure who has the tram lines. Is it bowlers? Maybe bowlers down, or just see what the umpire
it's really
feels.
Umpire's discretion. I think on the line is fine. Turner again, that's short, and Griffith whips this into the leg side where the fielder on the mid-wicket fence collects, keeps it to a single. Scrivens hasn't had much of the strike recently, but she hasn't needed it. She's just been watching in admiration at the other end as Cordelia Griffith has been teeing off. And I'll just give you a quick update from Kent, where Essex's men are playing. They're 74 for 1, so another good start from 8 overs, as here comes Turner again around the wicket to Scrivens. And Scrivens gets a little reverse out, but straight into the hands of the fielder at short third. And Scrivens can't believe it. She's middled it straight to the fielder, and she's going to have to go for 48.
Yeah, shame there for the skipper. She batted so well. You could see what she was trying to do there. Use the pace of Sophia Turner to try and ramp that one through third man, but in the end ramps it straight into the hands of the fielder and ends up heading back to the pavilion. But either way, a really good knock from her. She'd been in a little bit of a lean patch with bat and hands, and 48 from 38 really laid the platform at the top of the order and just allows this powerful batting unit here for Essex to try and really explode now.
She'll be disappointed not to get to 50, won't she? She's not had one of those in the blast this season, but the shot was definitely on. The fielder was up, and she just couldn't quite get the elevation she needed to take it away to the fence.
Yeah, it was bowled Turner, caught Turner that one, and it means Jodie Grucock. Yeah, they are keeping the left-right combo, which is good to see. I think Grucock probably would have been likely to come in at 4 anyway. They've still got Lissy McLeod and Joe Gardner to come. Amara Carr in for her first game in a while as well. Obviously Eva Gray, Sophia Smale, Kate Kopak and Abtahar Maqsood lower down as well. There's Katie Levick back into the attack with her leg spin. That was cut away first up by Griffith, just for a single to bring a left-handed Grucock onto face.
She's in pretty decent form. She's only played 4 games in the blast. Obviously she's been away with the England A, where she's had a great time. She's scored 256 runs in the one days and the T20s for the England A. It's really impressive stuff, and she's averaging 33 in the game she has played in the blast for Essex. So not a bad player to have walk out to the middle when you're 130 for 2 with 4 overs to go.
That one's cut away nicely, straight off the middle from Grucock. They're going to think about 2, but no option there in the end.
I was lucky enough to speak to Jodie Grucock on Wednesday, and she said obviously her sights are very much set on hopefully one day making it to the England first team. I think she's well on track if she keeps playing like she is.
Use of feet from Griffith there, just sends that one out to the cover boundary again. Slight fumble from Emily Windsor out there, but they get home just for a single in the end anyway. 3 sweepers out on the leg side for Grucock, 1 in front of the pavilion at cover as well. Oh, and that one absolutely rips turns massively from outside off over the top of the stumps, and it's going to be 4 byes there. That's a tough one for both Levick and Rogers to take. But it's more runs for Essex, who are absolutely flying right now. 136 for 2, the home side.
When it's not your day, it's not your day. And Durham have bowled really well. They've not had much luck, as well as Essex have batted. That feels harsh on Mia Rogers. That'll be 4 byes.
This time a little bit more width, and it's just guided away to backward point. It guided all the way there. That one absolutely raced across the practice pitches and offered no option for Maddie Villiers out there on the point boundary. It looked like it was just going to be a pretty simple single, but in the end, that one raced away for 4.
It's glorious timing from Jodie Grucock. She barely hit it.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to take a leisurely single, but timed that one to perfection.
Oh, it's a rapid
Grucock.
outfield as well, isn't it?
Back to the bowler this time, just patted straight down the ground to end the over. 140 for 2 there. Griffith's 53 not out off 30. Grucock has come in and started well, 5 off 4. Essex doing well at the moment. Just 3 overs remain.
Well, 140 we said would be a good score at the start of this match. And Essex are already there with 3 overs to spare. 8 wickets still intact. What do you think they're looking at now, Toby?
I mean, 170 is more than possible. 10 and overs, not too bad at all, but I think 160 is probably going to be their target, you'd think, at the moment. Somewhere in that kind of range, anyway.
I think you're right. I think 170, they certainly have to push for that. Got nothing to lose.
Yeah, Maddie Villiers in from the Graham Gooch end here.
Bowling her final over. 3 overs, none for 17 so far. Cordelia Griffith on strike. Comes down the track again and just whips that up towards Long On, who has to sprint round to her right. Good bit of fielding, but they come back for 2. Score up to 142 for 2 for Essex.
Yeah, I think that's Susie Bates out there, the Kiwi pro, putting in the hard yards.
Villiers again. This is slightly short outside off stump, and that is hammered again through cover. Fielder dives, who's on the ring, but to no avail. That's raced away along this rapid outfield. Another boundary. The music goes off again, and that's all we've heard this evening.
Yeah, it's been runs for Essex here today, and for Cordelia Griffith in particular, has just been nailing Durham all around the park.
Moves on to 59 not out. Villiers again, slightly short, slightly quicker as well and flatter. And Griffith comes through for a single, and Villiers dives and does well to stop that off her own bowling, and then has a really aggressive shy at the stumps. Good piece of backing up.
Could have been
a teammate.
Yeah, it could have been tight, that, I reckon. Maddie Villiers is an excellent fielder and does really well there.
Excellent at everything, really, isn't she?
Yeah, bats, bowls, fields. I'm sure if they had a few injuries, she might even take the gloves if needed.
Oh, absolutely. Annoying people like that, isn't it?
Just too good.
Good at everything, yeah. Grucock facing up to Villiers for the first time this evening and looks to paddle that round the corner, gloves it. Collected by Rogers behind the stumps, no run. I think Grucock's going to be eyeing up a big slog sweep here. She can, or she pulls this one away into the leg side. Going to think about 2. I think it's on if she turns and goes quickly, which she does. Good bit of fielding, but another 2 for this pair. Moves the score on to 149 for 2. 9 runs off the over so far. 1 ball left to go, and then I will depart, and Guy Swindles will be back. Villiers again, and that's a lovely sweep from Grucock. He's going to go all the way to the rope. Nice, a really nice bit of fielding. And I think it might have been, is it Leah Dobson?
Catherine Fraser down there, yeah.
Fraser down there.
Really good effort to claw that one back inside the rope. Ends the over there as well. 18 overs gone, 151 for 2. The 170 is definitely on for Essex here. Final couple overs. Katie Levick is removing her cap, so we'll bowl the penultimate, and you'd assume Sophia Turner will come on to bowl the final over. But it's been a very good start here.
What an innings this is. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I say a good start, a good middle, and it's been a pretty good start to the end as well.
Yeah, the way she overtook poor Grace Scrivens as well, gave her a 30-run lead.
Around the wicket comes Levick here. Across Griffith, who just cuts that one into cover. Dot ball first up. 1-5-1 for 2. Griffith 60, not out off 34 right now. Final 11 balls here. Now short again, uppish and gone. Offers a simple catch to Emily Windsor in there in the end, but a fabulous innings from Cordelia Griffith. 60 she makes in the end, and has been critical in thrusting Essex up to a monstrous total at the moment. I think that's Jo Gardner going to be coming out now, but what a knock from Cordelia Griffith.
That really was a very special innings indeed. It was the pace at which she scored and her running. It was just, she turned ones into twos everywhere. She was usually running to the danger end. It really has been a fabulous innings, and she deserves all the applause she's getting.
Yeah,
she goes off.
Standing ovation, and rightfully so. That is an absolutely majestic innings, following in the wake of Jordan Cox's great knock yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a good day, a good couple of days at home for the Essex fans, as it is Jo Gardner to come out and face the final 10 deliveries of the innings. Levick is going to return to right arm over now, having bowled a few round the wicket to Griffith. Floats that one up and just patted back to the bowler first up by Gardner.
Levick's bowled well. They're probably hard to think of someone who's bowled better in the team than Levick.
Floats up again. That one rips, but Gardner just chips it away into the leg side. They're going to think about 2, and it is a misfield, which allows them to it. A rare misfield from Maddie Villiers there.
Yeah, it was the old taking the eye off the ball, wasn't it? She was looking at where she was going to throw it rather than picking it up.
Yeah, I think because they ran that first one so hard, just meant, a slight bobble in front of her as well, perhaps. That one's swept into the leg side. It's going to be one bounce out to Villiers, who picks it up cleanly, coming back for a second.
Really good fielding from Maddie Villiers. Bounced in front of her, she palmed it down and got the throw in, but terrific running.
Yeah, another slightly awkward one there, just one bounce before it reached the off spinner. One ball remains in Levick's spell here. And it beats Gardner. Gardner all ends up there. She looked to try and push that one into the offside. Dot ball to end a majestic Levick spell. 1 for 23 from her 4 overs there. And a really good spell, sorry.
Yeah, that's by some way the best figures for a Durham bowler. Maddie Villiers was tidy. Just 28 from her 4 overs, but that wicket and less than 6 and over, going for less than a run a ball, terrific from Katie Levick. But here we go, final over, 155 already on the board.
Yeah, Sophia Turner to bowl the final over here. They have just used the 5 bowlers. No sign of Susie Bates, who often turns her arm over for Durham, so that's a interesting call from Armitage.
Yes, not often you see it these days, is it, that you just see the 5 bowlers? But it will be Sophia Turner to finish things off. Right arm round the wicket, smashed away. Should be stopped, but they're not before they can race through for 2. Lovely running.
Yeah, Gardner,
so quick.
Knew her job from the get-go there, just to set off, turn without any hesitation, and easily makes it back for the second there.
Jodie Grucott continuing the good work from the base that was set for her from the top 3. And that's straight. That's a terrific shot. Again, it should be cut off and is cut off. They think about 2. but not for very long. Certainly for a second it looks as if Jo Gardner was prepared to take on the arm. I think she'd have come second if she had.
Yeah, I think sensibly so. But even then, she was basically just relying on the call of Grewcock. You have to turn blind when you're running to the keeper's end there, but turn, set off, and then look to call no, rather than sort of any waiting, any hesitation, which would just slow them down.
Oh, and that's well bowled. She tries to cut it away.
Yeah, another
Jo
good
Gardner, but she can't.
Another good slower ball there from Turner. I think she's mixing up her pace nicely today. Back of the hand slower ball first up.
Just applying a little bit of brakes in these final 2 overs. And that again, she's through the shot. It was the quicker ball, but even so, it'd be frustrating for Jo Gardner. Looking to smash the ball out onto the leg side, but through the shot really before the ball got there. So we have 2 balls left. It's 3 off the over so far. Oh, and that's another dot ball. Well, this is a terrific finish from the bowlers from Durham. If this is another dot, they'll have only conceded 6 runs in the last 2 overs and taken the big wicket. And it also puts into relief just what a good innings that was from Cordelia Griffith, who made it look pretty easy out there for most of her innings. And we can see now that it most certainly isn't.
Yeah, deep square leg comes up inside the ring.
Sophie Turner, and that swung away. Will this go all the way? It will. What a finish. Well, what a finish that was, and it's a frustrated Jo Gardner who marches off because of those 3 dot balls, but she caught up quite well.
Yeah,
with the
huge
final
6
one.
there. Out the ground, that one, over the top of the Felsted School stand for the monstrous 6 to end the innings. 164 for 3 here. Essex have finished. All down really to a magnificent Cordelia Griffith's innings. She made 60 from 35, partnered Scrivens and Penna really well, who opened the batting at the top. 25 off 29 and 48 off 39 the skipper made. And then Grewcock and Gardner at the end with a few boundaries just to push their side even further on. And 164 is a more than defendable total here. But it is a good wicket, and it'll be interesting to see how Durham do look to attack this chase. Pick of the bowlers, Katie Levick. You already mentioned Guy. She went 1 for 24 from her 4. Maddie Villiers went wicketless, but just for 28. Wicket each for Sophia Turner and Catherine Fraser as well. And we're back in about 10 minutes now for the second innings as Durham look to try and chase 165 to win.
Yep, terrific stuff. We'll be
Hello and welcome back to the Ambassador Cruise Line ground here in Chelmsford for Essex against Durham. Essex have batted first already and they put on a monstrous 164 for just 3 wickets. Cordelia Griffiths absolutely smashing it around, made 60 alongside a 48 from Grace Scrivens, the skipper. I'm Toby Reynolds, joined by Guy Swindles. Guy, how are you?
Well, I really enjoyed the Essex innings, I have to say, particularly the Cordelia Griffiths. She came in, they were quite nicely set, 63, going along pretty well, but she just lit a fuse, and her 60 off, 35 balls, and suddenly something of a mountain as far as Durham for them to climb in this one now. And as you guessed when we were off air, Kate Kopak will start.
Takes the new ball. We've seen her do that a lot. Pretty much every game, I think, this competition in the Vitality Blast, and has had a pretty decent go with it, but not quite found the highs that we know she can have. Bowling, though, to a more than capable batter here in Susie Bates, the New Zealand international star, who has been absolutely flying with the bat in this competition. I think she's leading run scorer, made the best part of 400 runs at an average of about 32.
Yeah, you're right. Kate Kopak's only taken 6 wickets in the competition so far, but she comes in now from the Graham Gooch end, and that's punched away nicely, and a good diving stop from the skipper as she sets the early tone, as that could well have raced away to the boundary. In the end, they can only go through for 1.
Yeah, really good to see that first up from Scrivens, saving the boundary and just trying to keep and build a little bit of pressure on this Durham side. You know, they're going to have to chase very, very well over 8 and over. They're going to need. Emma Marlowe facing up. She's only started to open the batting in the T20 stuff the last few games here.
Kate Kopak in again. Slower ball. Good full-length delivery. Dug out rather by the batter Marlowe.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Durham fare inside the power play. At the end of the 6th over, Essex were 45 without loss, going along pretty nicely. Penna fell a few overs later, but then Griffiths came in and upped the ante even more. So it's got to have to be a good start here for Durham, you'd think.
That's flicked down the leg side, just straying slightly, and that should go all the way for 4. And Emma Marlowe's off the mark. The first boundary comes up in the first over. Score moves on to 5. And Katie Kopak getting an early lesson that leg stump is not the best line to bowl.
Yeah, 2 sweepers are out at deep cover and deep square leg. And you really can't bowl too straight and too full, or Marlowe will just flick you away and pick up the 4 with happiness.
Yeah. And they go through for 1. Marlowe quick, and she puts pressure under Grace Scrivens. Grace Scrivens then misfields, and it's an easy single in the end, but it was the running that put the fielder under pressure.
Yeah, smart there by Marlowe. Just hit that one pretty nicely, but just set off straight away, and as you say, put the pressure on Scrivens, who couldn't gather cleanly.
Susie Bates on strike. 395 runs so far in the competition this year. She's just extraordinary. And that's a good ball. And Kate Kopak must have hoped she would stay at 395 runs for the season with that delivery.
Yeah, tailing down, I think probably impact in front of leg stump, maybe even outside leg stump. You see on the replay here, she stays very leg side of the ball, does Susie Bates, and often looks to just sort of perch on her front foot and look to try and dominate bowlers.
Kate Kopak then. Good delivery though. Well, it's just cuffed away into the covers. They get 1 and it will stay at 1. Nice throw in. No, you were talking earlier with James about people who are good at everything. Susie Bates fits that.
Very much so. End of the first over, 7 without loss. But yeah, she is bat, she bowls. We didn't see her bowl today, which was a little bit surprising.
And not just that, she played basketball for
Yes.
New Zealand as well in 2008 Olympics.
Yeah.
So yes,
bucket hands in all senses.
No, quite so. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, Durham actually ahead of where Essex were after 1 over. Obviously, small sample size, but they're 7 without loss. Essex was 6. So 1-0 to the visitors here, perhaps. As we see Maddie Penna, the Aussie leggy, now bowling to Susie Bates, the Kiwi batter. Sweepers out at wide mid-wicket and on the cover fence as well. Penna floats that one up and it beats everyone, all ends up there. Pops up over the shoulder of Mara Carr behind the stumps and races away across the outfield for 4 runs.
Maddie Penna just cannot believe that didn't hit the stumps. Or somehow get... Oh, and I don't know how it missed the stumps either. Turned a long way though.
Yeah, we've seen the ball grip a lot in the pitch today, to be fair. It was Katie Levick making good use of that in the first innings. We're just seeing slight change in field here as Lissy McLeod runs from mid-wicket down to short third man. That was fired in. Bit of width on offer, but cut away. Going to push for 2 here. Gardner's out there. Going to be tight. Slightly wayward throw means they get through for the 2. Thoughts of a third, but nothing in the end there. And a couple runs for Bates.
No, Emma Marlowe had gone so far past the stumps to make sure she got the 2 that there was never a chance for 3.
Shorter this time, pulled away nicely, but straight out to Eva Gray. Gets a body behind it. They're going to push for 2 again here. Smale recovers there for Gray, and they do get back for a second.
They're running very well, very early.
It's what we saw Essex do really well as well, is even though Griffith and Scrivens actually found the boundaries pretty easily, when they were batting together, there were a lot of 2s they managed to pull out as well. That was floated up a bit more. Low full toss, and it's just towed out towards Eva Gray at mid-on, who fields cleanly this time. Two balls remain and Penna's over here. Again floated up and driven straight onto the boot there. Goalkeeper-esque from Penna, who just spreads herself and gets a solid sole of her foot onto that one.
I thought that was 4 from the moment it left the bat. That was a terrific stop. Just watching it again. Oh, look at that. Excellent foot extension.
Cut away this time. Gonna run 2. No, they won't. Very good from Gardner this time. Nothing to that arm as well. And that ends the second over there. 16 without loss. Durham are looking dangerous with the bat so far. Susie Bates, 7 off 9. Emma Marlowe, 1 off 3. And a few extras thrown in as well.
Which I think was exactly the same at the start of the Essex innings. The first boundary was 5 wides and...
Yeah, so it's been interesting. We did see Durham fight back with the ball a little bit. I didn't think they bowled particularly badly at all. But this pitch looks like it's just offering a lot for batters.
Well, Jodie Grewcock into the attack. Fulfilling her all-rounders brief today.
Picked up 12 with the bat. Now has the ball in hand though.
And that's flicked away into the leg side nicely by Susie Bates, but they'll only pick up the single. Good work. Jo Gardner, the other not-out batter at the end of the innings. So, Marlowe gets ready, who hasn't faced much of the strike so far, and that is a wide.
Big appeal all around the ground here. Crowd were getting involved as well, but
there was obviously a noise of some description.
Perhaps just a spike on the turf or something.
And that is another wide. So at the moment, struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Essex do have a lot of runs to play with, but they've got to be careful just to keep giving extras to Durham.
And extra deliveries. That's a much better ball. Punched up to mid-off. So 3 runs off the first, effectively 2 balls of this over from Jodie Grucock. That's cut away. But straight to the fielder, looking after things on the boundary. That was a good throw in too. Very good throw in.
Yeah, it was nice use, just opening the face there from Marlowe, and just found Penna out on the boundary though.
Terrific fielder on top of everything else, and that's just helped into the leg side by Bates, and they drop through for another single.
I think Bates was perhaps thinking of maybe looking to go downtown there, but didn't quite get to the pitch and sensibly pulled out just to rotate the strike, nudge it out into the leg side, pick up the 1.
Now, is that going to be another wide? That is the 3rd of the over, which has been, when the ball hasn't been going down the leg side, has been an excellent over. But there are still 2 balls left in it, at least. That's punched away. Should only be 1, is only 1.
Yeah, punching that one into the offside from the top of leg stump, that one, Emma Marlowe, but watched it well just to rotate the strike.
And that finds the fielder at short third, where it's fielded nicely by Kate Kopak. So it was actually a pretty tidy over given everything that was going on.
Yeah, just 4 runs from the bat within that, 3 wides as well.
So 7 in all, absolutely right, Toby. But 4 runs ahead of where Essex were after 3 overs.
Either way, it's pretty tight. I think Durham will probably look to try and stay well ahead of the rate with just the way that Essex managed to kind of keep accelerating almost throughout the innings and with somewhat ease as well. As we see Scrivens turn to one of her trump cards here, Eva Gray, who's been fantastic for Essex in both formats this year, but in the Blast she's picked up 14 wickets so far, economy just a tad over 6 as well. Full and straight first up, nudged out to mid-on, could be tight for a run out, but Smale unable to gather cleanly. Just 1 to start and get Susie Bates back on strike. It's interesting, you say that Durham are ahead of the rate or ahead of where Essex were, and also actually ahead of the rate, or about on the rate. But neither batter has been particularly clean so far. Bates facing up now though. Use of feet and looks to try and work them into the leg side, but can't lay any bat on it, and it just flies off the pad out towards point.
You're absolutely right, because only 13 runs have come off the bat. 11 extras already.
Yeah, it's been a tricky start for Durham, but either way, they're still going pretty nicely, all in all. Not shorter, pulled away, and that will be 4. Gorgeous strike there from Bates, too short from Gray, and just helped on its way, dispatched over mid-wicket for 4.
Yeah, she gave that the long handle, didn't she? She just saw it and said, thank you very much, here we go.
Yeah, we've seen Bates use her feet against both the seamers and spinners so far today, and perhaps Gray was just thinking it might come again. It's just going to change the field. Yeah, Kopak's going out at deep backward square. They're moving Penna around to mid-wicket, and they're going to bring in Joe Gardner from the cover boundary. So she can't offer any width here, Gray. But Bates looks to try and manufacture that width, backing away to the leg side, but Gray follows her, and it can only be just turned out to extra cover. Cordelia Griffith lurking in there. Dot ball.
Well bowled. Absolutely right. She saw the batter move.
Full toss, but it's just out to Smale. Thoughts of a single, but Smale gets a body behind and blocks that one well.
Yeah, that was one of the ones you don't want crunching towards you, because that was absolutely middled.
And now Smale's dropping back as well, and they're bringing in square leg inside the ring. Penna's staying where she is at mid-wicket. Perhaps pace off from Gray. Width manufactured again from Bates, but all she can do is turn that out to long on for a single. Very, very good over there from Eva Gray.
Yeah.
29. I was right the original time. There we go. 29 without loss. 4 overs gone. And yeah, just 6 from that last one off Eva Gray.
Yeah, they really are mirroring each other pretty much as they go along in this innings. But is there a Cordelia Griffith lurking in the Durham ranks?
Well, it's not. Cordelia Griffith's not even lurking on the pitch at the moment. She's just run off to be replaced by Maddie Blinkhorn-Jones. Probably just taking a second after batting a good amount of overs, good amount of balls in the first innings.
Okay. Is it Kate Kopak back into the attack for her second over from the Graham Gooch end? She bowled the first over. Full toss, and that's launched over mid-on. Not quite middled, but I think it's going to go all the way, and it does. But it was a full toss.
Didn't get a hold of it though, did Bates?
No, Bates didn't time it. You could hear it. Didn't quite time it.
Kopak's just missing her length there. Looking to try and target the stumps, but with the 2 sweepers both out very square on the leg side.
And again, making that room by stepping outside her leg stump. Susie Bates. It's a much better ball, but it's pumped into exactly the same spot with exactly the same result. 4 more.
Yes.
This is good batting.
Such a quick outfield, and Bates is making the most of it. Again, I'm not sure she fully timed that one, but muscled it down the ground and picks up back-to-back boundaries.
Yeah, so Kate Kopak after a very tidy first over.
Yeah, it's gone for more from these 2 balls than a whole first over.
Yeah. And that's stand and deliver stuff really from Susie Bates, down on one knee and slogs it without much timing into deep mid-wicket, but they're through for a single.
This is dangerous stuff for Durham though, with Bates still at the crease. They're more than capable of pretty much anything. Still have Holly Armitage and Maddie Villiers to come. Bess Heath has been in fine form this year as well, averaging 34 at a strike rate of 150. Could be devastating down the order. And Emily Windsor and Mia Rogers as well. They bat to number 7 with frontline batters, let alone the all-rounders to come below.
So Kate Kopak just steadies herself. That's just glanced backward a square. Decent stop. Can't stop them taking the single though, Jodie Grucock. Nice fielding, but good running. 10 from this over already. And Essex at the moment just need to apply the brakes. Probably the best way of that is trying to get Susie Bates out, or Susie Bates being out. Bates times that, but straight to the fielder at extra cover. There's no run. It's Sophia Smale, who has fielded all over the ground so far. But a handy dot ball as far as Essex are concerned. Bates 23 from 21. Turns that into a full toss. Good bit of fielding though. And there's only a single. What a throw.
Yeah, Joe Gardner out there. We've seen it all season, but to pick that one up cleanly, first of all, and then just stop any thought of a 2 with the cannon of an arm we know she has. Just such a good fielder for Essex. Such an important fielder. 40 without loss after 5, Durham. 3 ahead of where Essex were. as we head into the final over of the power play now. I think Maddie Penna will come on to bowl the final over. She will. Final over the power play. Susie Bates facing up. 24 off 22 at the moment. The run rate is bang on 8 and over here for Durham. She cuts that one away off the bottom half of the bat. Just for a single first up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the ball is continuing to spin with Maddie Penna. She's certainly got a couple of balls to really turn in her first over.
Oh, and she almost squeezed that one through. They're going to settle for the single. Good running there from Susie Bates. No hesitation. Set off straight away to call Emma Marlowe through for that single.
Shouldn't have been a single, really, should it?
Yeah, slight fumble from Lissy McLeod at short third man. Shorter this time and smashed straight down the ground. I think a boot.
Ouch.
From boot from Maddie Penna there.
Hand and boot, I think.
Slows it down. Yeah, she's shaking her hand. Definitely a bit of palm in that.
But terrific stuff because it wasn't the world's greatest ball, and for that to be a dot is all down to her fielding off her own bowling.
That was shorter this time. Pulled, and it will be 4. Too short from Penna. And Bates nails another one straight down the ground for 4. Powerful batting from Bates.
Yeah, she really is a very dangerous customer if she gets in.
46 without loss here, Durham. This one's flatter again, fuller this time, and turning to the leg side. Could be tight for a run out. Slightly wayward throw allows Bates home, who's now giving...
Bit of a rugby tackle going on there.
Yeah, give me a bit of a bear hug to Maddie Penna. One ball remains inside the power play here. You can see there in the corner of the screen, a hug and a giggle. 47 without loss inside the power play so far. And Marlowe cuts that one away. Great fielding at backward point. Means they're going to get through for 1. Thoughts of a second. But Jodie Grucock,
Brilliant.
Amazing again. And that ends the power play. 48 without loss. That means that is the end for me as well. James Patient returning. And I'll be back in about 6 or 7 overs.
6, definitely 6.
We'll see.
So Sophia Smale in for her first ball. And we've still got, of course, Abtahar Maksud to bowl as well.
Not a bad start to the run chase.
No, it's been entertaining stuff. Took them a while to get in. A few extras from Essex helped the total along. But now, particularly Bates, well, she's going beautifully. Oh, and that's well bowled. Bit of turn there. And Emma Marlowe looking to cut that away. Suddenly saw the ball past the bat. Comes down the wicket. Plays it nicely, but it'll only be 1.
But yeah, well, Susie Bates is flying at one end. Emma Marlowe is struggling slightly. She's 8 off 12.
Yeah, but in her 6 matches, she's averaging 8.6 with a high score of 18. It hasn't been an easy season so far.
No.
Ooh. An interesting approach.
That's what you want to see if you're Essex, isn't it? Quite a risky stroke from Susie Bates there.
Yeah, the reverse sweep. We saw Grace Scrivens perish to that one, not for the first time this season. Now she's gone. Traditional, is that going to be a catch? Oh, it's just short. I thought it was going to go all the way. And that is frustrating because Jo Gardner, one of the best fielders around,
Agonisingly close, that.
she was right. She was never going to quite get there as we look at that replay, so she had to just stop it. But half a chance.
Would have got it in the face, I think, if she'd dived
Yeah,
forwards for it. So
absolutely.
she made the right call there.
That's another single to the growing collection for Marlowe.
Still been a good over, though, from Sophia Schmel. Just 3 from it.
Now it's all about the last ball. Hope you haven't put the commentators'
Yeah,
curve
probably have,
as the
guys.
sails out of the ground.
Done that before.
You're not alone.
All floodlights have just been turned on.
And that is actually flicked out to Jo Gardner again, and it'll just be a single. So a very good way to start things out of the power play for Sophia Smale. Just the 4 runs from it, 52 without loss after 7. 48 without loss was the score for Essex at this stage. So again, very little between these two sides.
Evenly poised, as they always say. Susie Bates, you feel, is the big wicket for Essex. If they can get her out in the next couple of overs before she does too much more damage, I think they'll be very happy, Essex. Just a quick update on Essex's men. It's the halfway point in their final T20 blast match of the season. They're playing Kent in Canterbury, 172 for 6. So Kent need 173 runs to win. Jordan Cox couldn't quite emulate his heroics of last night. He was 6 off 11 before being bowled. So what are you playing at, Jordan? It's going to be Abtahar Maqsood bowling from the Sir Alistair Cook end to Susie Bates, who uses her feet, takes a step out of her crease and plays it up to long on.
I love that length and line from Abtahar Maqsood, if she can nail that.
Yeah, just keep the batter in 2 minds. She's been so impressive for Essex this season, the Scottish international. Did you know, Guy, she's also a magician?
No!
In her spare time, she does magic. Yep, we had her
It's very cool.
on the women's cricket show on BBC Essex earlier in the season, and she was telling us all about her magic. She bowls again to Marlowe, who comes down the track and hammers that through the mid-off region, beats the fielder who's inside the ring. Really convincing stroke from Emma Marlowe.
It's quite hard doing magic on the radio.
It is. She was mainly telling us sort of how she got into it. We did also see some tricks, but she said we'll save that for another day. But wow, what a way to pass the time on a long coach journey. Maqsood bowling to Marlowe again, and that's just played to the fielder at short third. No run.
Yeah, Anthony Robinson, is it, the Fulham fullback? He's another magic
Oh,
man.
is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Get on YouTube.
Part of the magic circle.
Yeah, get on YouTube.
Oh, I'll have to have a look. Yeah, I find it amazing. I know it's obviously, well, it's magic, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say there's obviously a lot of practice involved, but no, it's magic. You've either got it or you haven't. Maqsood, false start. Just doesn't quite get her run up right there. Reloads. Maqsood to Marlowe. That's a full bunger. That's a big no ball. It's caught at square leg. An ironic cheer in the crowd, but that is a no ball. That was above head high without bouncing.
And will be a free hit.
And I think actually Emma Marlowe will probably be quite frustrated there, because if she could have got it over square leg, that would have been 4 or 6, a complete freebie. But limited damage done. From an Essex point of view, that's a great shot from Emma Marlowe. Gets out the reverse sweep. It wasn't a bad ball from Maqsood. She gave it a good bit of air just outside the off stump, but that's a really classy stroke from the Durham opener.
She could play it with complete freedom, couldn't she? And it's funny, we've seen other people try the reverse sweep and look slightly tentative about it. There she could just go, fine, can't be out.
It's interesting to say she's not had a good season with the bat, but now there is nothing on the line. You see the psychological side of cricket in evidence here. She's playing some really convincing strokes, Emma Marlowe. She just nudges another one up to long off and comes through for a single.
And equals the highest score in this competition this season.
Staggering, isn't it? Player as good as Emma Marlowe. Maqsood's got one ball left in her over. Can she conjure up a bit of magic? Sorry.
No, it had to be said.
It had to be said. Slightly back of a length, and Bates rocks onto the back foot and pushes that up to cover, come through for a quick single. So Bates will keep the strike. 8 overs have been bowled. Durham are 64 without loss, so they're well on their way in this run chase, Guy.
They are. They're keeping up. This is what will be worrying for Essex, is the 8 and over that they require. These two are just very happily trotting along at that speed at the moment. And suddenly there's a bit of distance between the two scores. It was 54 for Essex at this stage, so 10 runs ahead.
It's worth saying, of course, Essex obviously without their star bowler this evening.
Oh, yes.
May McGregor not playing the Blasts, leading wicket taker. I think she's got 21 wickets, which is quite remarkable.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. At average of just over 13. Best of 4 for 8. I know.
Incredible in the T20. And hence why she's been selected for a wildcard pick for Manchester Originals in the 100. A couple of Essex players actually in the wildcard selection. Amara Carr is going to Southern Brave.
And that is well played. That's a glorious shot. Picks the gap up at cow corner and goes, thank you very much. I will have the 4.
Eva Gray back on bowling from the Graham Gooch end. And who else? Kate Koppak has gone to the London Spirit in the wildcard pick for the 100.
Handy holiday money, as that's again punched into that similar area, but the fielders have moved round a little. Got a little bit cute to that shot of Susie Bates and keeps her down to a single on this occasion.
Can be something of a contentious issue amongst cricket fans, can't it, the 100, but I don't think there's any denying that it has really helped, particularly the women's game.
Yeah, I do.
Growing the game.
The COVID didn't do many good things, but having the women's and the men's games on the same day was one of them. Oh, and that's not a million miles away from Eva Gray's hand, but I think if she had stopped it, it would have taken several fingers off. So that was really well hit. Marlowe moves to 22. It was a full toss again, and at the moment, Essex just giving away a few too many loose deliveries. Just need to tighten things up a little.
Durham looking very comfortable, aren't they, in this run chase?
Takes the pace off it, and it's just cut away. Only be a single.
She's certainly not playing like a batter out of form, just
No.
pumping one down the ground, and then she looked like she had all the time in the world there. She rocks onto the back foot and just worked it into the vacant point region.
Yeah, she took a while to get going, but now she's 23 from 20, so she's beginning to accelerate just when her team need her to. Now, can Eva Gray find something special? 10 already from this over. Susie Bates plays the reverse pull.
How casual did she make that look? Blimey.
It was quite clever bowling from Eva Gray, because I think she spotted something was up and just put it in a bit shorter. But a reverse pull is not the easiest shot to play, and Susie Bates made it look very simple.
False start from Eva Gray.
Yeah.
I was going to say, guys, if that's your stroke to sort of rotate the strike, reverse pull,
I know.
you're a hell of a player.
And you middle it.
One could dream.
And that's flicked out into that mid-on area. They think about 2, but don't need to. And that's another very solid over. 12 from it. So 76 without loss after 9.
a bit of madness you can
Yes.
hear in the background, but it's calm and
Good
composed.
spot for a young person. Yeah.
I've seen them live.
Oh,
I saw them
brilliant.
at the last ever V Festival, which used to happen every year in Highlands Park in Chelmsford. I went and I thought,
Have they stopped? Have the V Festival stopped?
V Festival stopped. That was in 2017, was its last year.
Oh.
And they've had other festivals since. They got BBC Radio 2 in the park.
Oh, yes, at Highlands
Park. Yeah. Good venue in the summer, especially. No, but it's a shame. They had some great names at V Festival in Chelmsford. I think Rihanna's been there. Eminem's been there. Madness, of course. Slightly different genre. Sophia Schmale is going to bowl from the set. Alistair Cooking. That's played aerially up to mid-off. They're going to hurry through for a quick single. Could be a run out. Good running from this pair again.
Yeah, just putting pressure. She just sat back a little, Grace Scrivens. She's quite deep. And it was push and go from Emma Marlowe.
Required run rate just a tad over 8. So Essex desperately need to find a wicket as Susie Bates gives herself a bit of space and then sweeps it round the corner to deep backward square where Cordelia Griffith does the fielding on the boundary.
Great arm, Cordelia Griffith. She does save a lot of runs out there.
Oh, her and Joe Gardner,
Yeah.
blimey, the pair of them.
I know.
You can just zip it in flat to the keeper from the boundary. It's a real skill. Oh, and that's up in the air. Could be a chance for a wicket, and Essex have their first. Emma Marlowe goes a false stroke drawn out of her by Sophia Schmale, trying to go into out over cover. Doesn't middle it.
Grucock takes the catch.
And a good catch from Grucock. That hung in the air for a little while and she was backpedaling. And that's the breakthrough Essex needs. 78 for 1 at Durham in the 10th.
Oh, how important was that wicket? It had been. She was just beginning to crank it up.
Yeah, she looks really disappointed.
Yeah.
Guy, did she need to play that shot? Probably not.
Probably not. She played herself in. They were ahead of the run rate. But then it is T20. You've got to keep going. If you see the shot, you've got to kind of go for it. Here we go. We're just watching it again.
I think it's actually a great bit of bowling. Give Sophia Schmale some credit there, I think. She just tossed it up. Give it a bit of air, but she also got the dip because of the revs on the ball.
So Holly Armitage, the skipper, has come out at number 3. Ahead of
Maddie Villiers.
Maddie Villiers on her one of her ex-home pitches, being a Sunriser. She had several.
Yeah, joined Durham this year, Maddie Villiers. But she'll have to wait. The skipper has gone out to the middle. She's going to face Sophia Schmale. Single wicket so far in this over. Durham 78 for 1, chasing 164. Armitage hooks that in the air to fielder on the mid-wicket boundary, who is Maddie Penna. Keeps it to 1. Armitage off the mark straight away.
Yeah, it's good over. If she can keep this going, Sophia Schmale, so then not only that vital wicket, but also just applying some much-needed breaks.
Schmale bowling to Bates. Bates chips that up in the air. Grace Scrivens. Oh, just over her head. I thought for a moment she was going to be in the game there. That would have been huge for Essex.
I think she did too, didn't she? She thought it was there, but just couldn't catch up with it.
Just over her head, and another false stroke. This time from Susie Bates. She lives to fight another day. As Armitage goes in the air. Oh, and again just falls short of the fielder. At deep square, so they come through for a single, but a really good over from Sophia Schmale. 6 from it, and the wicket of Emma Marlowe. Nearly had Susie Bates as well. Durham are 82 for 1 after 10.
Yeah, now 15 ahead of where Essex were, so... But this was when Cordelia Griffith went into another gear, so it'd be interesting to see one of these slogs from Susie Bates. Will she miss time on? At the moment, there's 2 or 3 that have just landed short enough of the fielders in the deep.
When it's your day, it's your day. We saw
Yeah,
something similar
yeah.
for Essex when they were batting.
True, very true. Abtar Maksud changes ends, and that's rather dug out. Decent delivery, should only be one, is only one.
Joe Gardner out there again.
Yeah, I think they look up and they see, okay, no, one will do.
Joey G, as her teammates call her.
Oh, no, that's cool. Sounds as if she should be headlining at Highlands Park.
Yeah. You know, I don't know, she's musical.
Maksud gives that some air, and it's rather clothed into the mid-wicket area, but the miss-hit means that they might be able to get two. Then again they see who's fielding and they decide, no, that's not very wise, as Joe Gardner's throw is right over the stumps into the hands of Amara Kart.
You can't overstress the importance of having good fielders in your team, because the amount of runs that Joe Gardner and Cordelia Griffith especially are saving here, it all adds up.
Down the wicket, and this is chipped. This should be out. It is out. And Bates goes for 45, and this game has just been turned on its head by these two spinners.
Huge wicket.
Absolutely massive wicket. Abtar Maksud tempted her into the shot, and we were wondering if she was just going to lose a little bit of the luck.
Again, I'll ask you guys, sorry to interrupt, did she need to play that shot?
Yeah, no. She didn't quite commit to it, did she? She ended up just chipping it.
And she, look, as she walks right beneath us in our commentary point where the away team's dressing room is. She looks very disappointed with herself. Susie Bates, with someone with so much experience like she has, that's a bit of a freebie for Essex. That's two quick wickets.
Yeah, and two batters who are just starting. Armitage is already she's only faced a couple of balls. No, that is absolutely terrific stuff.
Oh, it makes it a very, very interesting last 9.5 overs, doesn't it?
It really does.
Abtar Maksud just has a knack of taking wickets at key times. She just entices batters to play false strokes.
Oh, can she keep up the good work? Here she comes. Gives that some air, and that's played nicely by Maddie Villiers up to mid-off. These two will have faced each other before, and again, nice ball.
It's hard to resist playing the big stroke, isn't it? When it's just, she doesn't bowl with a great deal of pace, and when it goes above your eye line, as a batter, you think, here we go.
Exactly. So Maksud keeping going. And just the brakes being applied, Essex were looking for. That swung away, should be safely fielded, should only be one to Joe Gardner, is only one. And that is a very good over indeed, just 4 runs from it. But even more important, the absolutely vital wicket of Susie Bates.
Now the equation looks very different to what it did a couple of overs ago for Durham. They require 79 to win from 54 balls. So you'd say Essex, all of a sudden, are back in the driving seat.
Yeah, it's just under 9 and over now. They've been keeping it nicely at around 8, but suddenly required run rate just climbing.
Now they are going to have to play a few shots. Whereas before, I think that they could have got away with just milking it for a little bit longer.
I'm quite surprised that Sophia Smale's been taken off after that last over, but
Maybe she wants a change of ends, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They want to hold her back for the end. It's going to be Jodie Grucock continuing from the Sallister Cook end. That's worked up to long on by Holly Armitage for a single. Eva Gray does the fielding. Kent Spitfires have begun their chase at Canterbury against the Essex men. Made a good start, 36 without loss from 4 overs in pursuit of 172. Mieye and Daniel Bill Drummond at the crease as Grucock bowls again down the wicket.
Great
Comes
shot.
Maddie Villiers, and that is a great shot over the infield. powered down the ground for 4. Very nonchalantly done that.
Yeah, not a fielder anywhere in the postcode, so it was just a superb shot.
Obviously knows the dimensions of this ground very well. Maddie Villiers goes Grucock again. And Villiers rocks onto the back foot and plays that to Griffith at cover. They hurry through for a single. They have run well, haven't they, the Durham batters?
Yeah, there was a period when they weren't having to run very much as the ball was heading to the boundary on a fairly regular basis, but now they do need to take those quick singles, turn the ones into twos again, these two, as they look to rebuild.
Down the wicket comes Armitage once more up to long on Evergrey Field. Slight misfield, but just a single. So that's good lines from Jodie Grucock, and I love this. It's sort of clouded over a bit, hasn't it, Guy? And the floodlights have just started to come on, and this is proper Chelmsford heritage Friday night under the lights. Run chase going on. The players will have the crowd behind them, that's for sure. Or a slight misfield from Griffith, which you don't see very often, means Durham can come through for a bit of a bonus single there for Maddie Villiers.
Yes, it is. 8 from the over.
Grucock to Armitage. Armitage just nurdles that one into the leg side. She's going to think about 2. Just sends Villiers back. Just the single, so she'll keep the strike. Durham, after 12 overs and 95 for 2, they require 70 to win, and we're going to say goodbye to Guy. He's going to be replaced by Toby. Wow, Toby, you'd rejoin us at an exciting time in the match. 8 overs to go. Durham with wickets in hand, but 70 runs required to win. How do you see this one?
Oh, it's incredibly close. I mean, I reckon it's 50-50 right now. I think it's pretty much maybe Durham slight favourites with wicket in hand as Maqsood comes in again and just floats it up, turn into the leg side for 1. Just in my little off time there, I was having a little bit of a look, and I think this period right now from the 10th to the 15th has been and will continue to be crucial. Essex put on 53 in just the 5 overs, absolutely flying along. That was floated up again, and again just dabbed down the ground for a single. And Durham, basically, having been ahead the whole game with the bat in hand, all innings, with bat in hand, are going to have to just keep up this rate, because that's really where Griffith and Scrivens exploded.
It didn't stop. They were unrelenting, the Essex batters.
That one's reversed. Gone! There we go! The breakthrough comes for Maqsood. She gets Armitage, looking to reverse sweep. And we've got 3 wickets in just a few overs now, absolutely flying at the home side. And this is the issue that Durham have had and will continue to have, is when wickets fall and they get behind the game, it's going to be hard to come back into it.
The magician does it again. That's 2 for Abtaha Maqsood. She bowls Holly Armitage. The skipper has to go. She sort of yorked herself there. It was the wrong shot, if truth be told. Got the reverse sweep out.
Yeah, floated up from Maqsood and looked to reverse it and just missed the full toss, really. And
that should have been thundered back down the ground.
I think so. Just trying to get a little bit...
Got a bit too clever.
Yeah. But now, having probably been 50-50, you'd think edging in Essex's favour here. Bess Heath, though, a really good batter in really good form coming into the crease. And absolutely smacks it about as well. What can Maqsood do?
Averaging 34, Bess Heath in this competition.
Short this time. Pulled in front of square, out towards long on. Couple bounces out towards Smale down there, who just picks it up and hurls it in. Single first up for Heath.
They've lobbed a few up in the air, the Durham batters, haven't they? Just haven't gone to hand.
Yeah, I think it's slightly smart batting. There's a lot of big pockets out at sort of, particularly that cow corner region. But they've been sort of sensible with the way they've gone about it. That was flatter and cut away to Griffith. Could be a run out. Decides to hold it sensibly. knowing there wasn't anyone to back her up at the bowler's end. Use of feet this time. Smashed down the ground. Could be 4. No, great fielding from Smell. Gets round, cuts it off well. It's just a single. Top stuff from the left arm spinner. 2 ends. Maqsood's over there.
Good arm as well.
Yeah, 99 for 3. 13 overs gone. And they're just being pegged back here a bit, Durham.
Yeah, it's really good bowling and being backed up in the field. Essex under the lights have got Durham under a little bit of pressure. 99 for 3, 7 overs remain. Sophia Schmel's going to come back onto bowl from the Sir Alistair Cook end, it looks like.
Look at that, the worm on the screen. It's pretty much neck and neck right now. It's been neck and neck almost the whole way through as well. It is an incredibly tight game right now here at the Ambassador Cruise Line grounds.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. This really could go either way. And Grace Scrivens, Essex skipper, just making a few tweaks to her field. Packing the offside. 4 fielders inside the ring. So Sophia Schmel bowls it outside off stump, and that's in the air. Oh, and just evades the fielder. Is that Joe Gardner, I think, who dived for it? Good effort, but it races away to the boundary. That's unlucky from an Essex point of view, because it wasn't a pure strike from Maddie Villiers, but she gets her reward.
Yeah, good start to the over there. Slightly uppish though, and I think Smale will take a little bit of victory within that, but still picks up the boundary and continues to just push Durham along.
It's a good ball from Sophia Schmel. She won't want to change anything too much from that line and length. She comes in again, bowls straighter this time, and Villiers works it down the ground to long off, where Jodie Grucock fields. There's 1 run.
Yeah, that boundary brought up the 100 as well for Durham. Only, in the same over that Essex brought up their 100 as well, actually.
Really is neck and neck here at the Ambassador Cruise Line ground. Well, and that strikes Heath on the pad, and they hurry through for a leg by.
Not far away from the top of the stumps, that one, as she was pivoting to try and whip that round the corner.
Nearly kicked it onto her own wickets. Would have been an unfortunate way to go. Smell is going to be bowling to Villiers again, who moves outside off stump and sweeps that, and it's gone up in the air, but again it just lands short. Maddie Penna's going to do the fielding. There's a bit of a mix-up. Could be a run-out chance, but they just get back in time. Oh, now there's going to be overthrows. It's all going on. Schmale couldn't gather. And Durham pinch an extra run. Confusion in the ranks, though. Essex won't mind that.
No, not at all. It looked like they wanted to come back for the second. I think rightfully so, Heath turned down Villiers' original 2, but they managed to come back anyway.
Here is Schmel, out comes a reverse sweep, and that has gone nowhere really. Markar fields and has a shot at the stumps. Oh, Heath just about gets there in time. It's chaos out in the middle at the moment.
It's panic stations right now for Durham.
Heath and Villiers are still there.
This is what scoreboard pressure does to a team, though. They know they've got to keep their rate going. They can't slow down at all.
No, they have 9 off the over so far. Last ball bowled by Schmel. That's cut to backward point. Just going to be the 1 run. Joe Gardner feels again. Oh, it's great to watch her throw, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
she
a trace
whips it. Yeah,
really starts with her arm low.
Yeah.
It's just flat.
14 overs gone. 109 for 3, Durham. At this stage, Essex 108 on the scoreboard. It is neck and neck right now. It is so tight. It could go either way. Durham still have Emily Windsor and Mia Rogers to come in, let alone the all-rounders below. So who knows what's going to happen as Maqsood will be bowled out after this one here. He's taken 2 for 20 at the moment. Got the big wickets of Bates and Maqsood. Floated up and looks to reverse that one, but straight to Grucock in there at backward point.
They haven't had much success with that shot, Durham, in terms of finding the boundaries, but they're not afraid to play it.
Yeah, I think it's part of the benefit as much as anything else is just the manipulation. If you can pick up a few boundaries with it, you just have to make Scrivens and Essex think a bit. Use of feet down the ground. Good stop there from Maqsood. She's down holding her hand though.
That looked painful.
I think she's up. She's ready to continue, but they get through for the one. I think that possibly stopped the four though. Strong hand there.
Brave fielding off her own bowling.
Floated up and again looks to work that one down the ground, but can't connect. Can Heath?
You can just feel the pressure out there in the middle. On the Nelson as well. That'll be in the back of their minds.
Flatter this time and pulled away. Nicely out to deep mid wicket, but they'll just get the one for it. There's never two to Jo Gardner, is there?
She's been heavily involved in this fielding innings.
Yeah, pretty much unmoved from that position out there at deep mid wicket in front of the Felsted school stands.
The boundary rider.
Flatter again, use of feet and again finds the fielder. Bobbling all over the place down towards Smale though.
Essex won't mind these singles.
Single is a win for Essex. That's what's so difficult about chasing in situations like these. Reverse again, Heath, and she does smash that one. Doesn't quite get enough on it though. Good fielding out on the rope from Maddie Penna. They'll get back for two. And Maqsood gets out of that over and out of her spell in terrific fashion. 2 for 26 she finishes with. Goes for just 6 from her final over. And for the first time all innings, Essex are ahead. There were 120 at this stage and just one down. Durham 115 for 3 with 5 overs to go.
There you go. Essex have done so well to claw it back. I think after 8 overs, Durham hadn't lost a wicket, had they? Now Essex have them 115 for 3. Need around 50 to win to the visitors off 30 balls. And there is going to be another change of bowling. Maddie Penna has got the ball in her hand. She opened up for Essex. She's back to bowl the 16th from the Sir Alistair Cook end.
Yeah, Scrivens rotating through her leggies a lot today.
Well, spin has been the way for both teams, and there is turn in that pitch and some uneven bounce. As Villiers comes down the pitch, flick of the wrists, up in the air again, one bounce, and Sophia Schmal does the fielding. They hurry back for 2.
Yeah, just sort of whip that one away. Very, very high, but again into those big pockets at Cow Corner.
It's a long old hit that if you want to clear the rope. Only Cordelia Griffith has managed it so far as that strikes Villiers on the pad, but she got outside the line of off stump. And a chance to run out at the bowler's end, but it's not a great throw from Amara Carr as she takes a keeper's glove off.
Yeah, quite a long way out of outside off stump there as Penna is holding. Is that her knee or her arm? Or is she is okay. She's not limping. Maybe a wrist.
She looks like she's okay to carry on.
Yeah, hard to see what's going on. Slightly wayward throw from Carr, perhaps just frustration.
Here comes Penna. She drags that one down, and that is played off the back foot up to long on. It's just going to be a single as Eva Gray does the fielding. I think Maddie Penna does have a knee issue, if I read correctly. She was diagnosed when she was a bit younger with sort of loose bone underneath her kneecap. Whether she still struggles with that now. And that is dragged down again, but Maddie Villiers can't really capitalise. Or she's going to hurry back for a second. Slight misfield from Eva Gray means she can do so. And that's good running from this Durham pair. Villiers moves on to 23 off 17 balls. Heath is 7 not out at the other end. Durham up to 121. Bowling from Penna.
Yeah, just clip the back leg of Heath there as she was looking, sorry, Villiers, she was looking to sweep that one.
Final ball of the over then. Heath is on strike. Penna bowls, that's back of a length. Outside off stump, it's cut to the fielder on the point boundary. It will just be a single. So another decent over.
Yeah, just 8 from it.
8 from it. Durham move on to 123 for 3. 4 overs to go, they require 42.
Yeah, slipping even further behind now. Wasp was having them as favourites for a long time. It's no longer up on screen, but I can't imagine it's very far away from 50-50 right now.
I think I'd rather be in the Essex camp, personally. I think Maddie Villiers, while she's out there, Durham will most certainly still believe, but 42 in 4 overs, that is a tough ask.
It's not far off what Essex managed from the final 4. I think they managed just under 40.
Kate Kopak still got some overs left to bowl at the death, and that's good news for Essex.
Yeah, Gray coming in now. She's got 2 to go. This will be the first of that 2, though. Into Heath. Slow ball first up. Smash down the ground. Is it down the throat? No, over the top. All the way for 6. Heath just dispatches that one over the leg side.
Wow, what a shot that is from Bess Heath. Not a bad start to the over that. That's going to alleviate a lot of the pressure because Durham can milk it a little bit now or go again.
This time through the offside. Could find the gap. No, really good fielding from the skipper in there. They just get 1 for it. A strong left hand stops what probably would have run away all the way to the boundary.
Body on the line there. Love to see it.
Yeah, good comeback there. I think Gray just adjusting her field. Yeah, Griffith's now dropping out to long off, and I think that's Penna, who was on the rope on the cover boundaries, just coming inside the ring now. So can't offer any width here with no protection on the offside. Goes straight, perhaps 2 straight. No, clips the pads on the way through.
Good result for Essex, that. Dot ball.
Dot ball, really good. Required run rate now up at 10s for Durham here.
Gonna need a few more 6s.
Villiers facing up. Slower again and just swings that one out to the leg side to Joe Gardner. Another single, another win for Essex. As we're down to the final 20 balls now. 34 to win. Just getting close to 2 a ball. And again we see a change of field. Penna now going out to the cover boundary and Griffith's coming in from long off. Attacking the stumps and drops into the leg sides. They'll push for 2 here. It's out to Joe Gardner and there's no 2 again there to her. Just 1.
It's a great comeback from Eva Gray, isn't it? Going for 6 down the ground, first ball. Just been singles and a dot since.
Yeah, she's changed her pace up, mixed it up really nicely. Just not letting Durham find that rhythm. 1 ball to come now though. Slow ball, that one's pulled away, could be 4. It is, she finds the gap in front of square leg. Just drops back and pulls that one out for 4 runs to end the over. Eva Gray almost threw that over in fine fashion, but a boundary off the final ball and off the first ball keep Durham in the hunt. 136 for 3, 3 overs to go.
It's impossible to predict this game, isn't it? Just when you think Essex have got Durham on the ropes, they swing a punch back. And that worm is just still neck. Shows that both these sides are neck and neck. It's going to be Sophia Schmel continuing from the Sir Alistair Cook end. Really needs to dislodge at least one of these batters. Fielder, looks like Joe Gardner's coming.
Doing a lot of the leg work. They want her in those
To the
danger
long
positions, don't they?
Long on boundary, which is one of Heath's favoured areas, outside off stump. And that's cut away for just a single. A bit of fielding out there. I think it's Cordelia Griffith. 1 run to start the over. Durham 137 for 3, requiring 28 from 17 balls. Now you'd probably say Durham are the favourites again.
I don't know, either way, it's 50-50. It could go in either direction here. This is going to be an intense finish in Chelmsford.
What can Schmel conjure up? Down the ground. Joey Gardner could be underneath this. She is. And pouches it. Cool as you like. Never in doubt. Joey G comes up with the goods off the bowling of Sophia Schmel. And Durham lose their 4th. And it's the big wicket of Maddie Villiers. She was looking in such good touch. Wasn't she, Toby?
Yeah. Shame to see her go. She was batting well, but Essex, big celebrations again. Smale, who had a tricky final over just a couple of days ago, has come back in, fought well in this game, picked up a couple wickets so far, still has a few more balls to bowl as well, but has been very smart with the way she's been bowling and offered a pretty simple catch in the end out towards Joe Gardner, who made no mistake.
Never in doubt, was it? And you've got to give credit to the Essex captain, Grace Scrivens, there, because she just tweaked with her field at the start of the over and got her best fielder, Joe Gardner, in the prime area, long on for Maddie Villiers. And she tried to take her on. Gardner just came in off the boundary a couple of steps and pouched that with her fingers pointing up.
Yeah, for a second I thought Gardner might have overrun that. She came in 3 or 4 yards pretty quickly, but then backpedaled really well to make it look like a simple catch in the end. But it brings Emily Windsor to the crease now. She's only played 3 games so far this year. She's just coming back from injury. But she made a very good 36 not out off just 23 deliveries against Hampshire. And we'll partner Bess Heath here. Just they look to try and get 26 from the final 16.
Windsor on strike to Schmale. Schmale bowls outside off stump. Back of a length. That's worked up to point for a single. Quick run. Good bit of running. But 1 run won't bother Essex too much. The equation now 27 off 15 balls.
I think there's got to be at least a boundary in the final 3 balls of this Smale over, I think, for Durham to stay right in the hunt.
I think so. Oh, and Heath takes it on. Gets the big slog sweep out. Schmale just tossed it up outside the off stump and she missed it. Good bit of keeping from Amara Carr. A precious dot for Essex. Schmale again. Out comes the reverse and crikey, a reverse, attempted reverse sweep, which ended up being a reverse cover drive. And she's absolutely creamed it. I mean, I wish I could play an orthodox cover drive like that.
She's nailed that. She looked to try and clear her front leg the previous delivery, missed out. That time just changed everything round and slapped it through what was square leg and then became the covers.
Turned into Kumar Sangakkara. She goes again. This time she does hit it into the intended, offside leg side with the reverse. Don't really know how to call it. And they're going to hurry back for a second. Could be a run out chance. Oh, Schmale misses the stump. She gathered. She had time. And if she hits the poles, Essex would have had their 5th, but just wide of the mark. But great over for Essex. Important wicket of Maddie Villiers to go down. And I'm going to hand over to Guy, who's going to see you home for the last couple of overs alongside Toby. What a finish we've got on our hands at Chelmsford.
God. Oh my God. I know that I just said if they needed a boundary to stay in it, but they actually managed to pick up 5 from the final couple deliveries. I think that is enough to keep them interested. 22 from 12. Just under 2 a ball.
Will they rue that run-out chance? Excellent, though, from Sophia Smale and Abtahar Maqsood. Both bowled 4 overs and took 2 for 26. So superb from those two.
Yeah, it means Eva Gray comes in to bowl the penultimate over.
Eva Gray, then, from the Graham Gooch end. Right arm over the wicket. Toe-ended, rather, but will it bisect the fielders? No, it doesn't. They want to have 2. This is excellent running. Now, it was interesting. Eva Gray thought they were out. I was thinking that they'd made their ground, so...
Eva Gray was 100% sure that was run out. We'll have the replay here. Very good running from Windsor. Sets off and just goes. Turns, doesn't even wait for Heath. Knows she's running to the danger end.
Oh, that was interesting. Eva Gray. They'd have liked to replay. Oh, and they get the LB though. They don't have to wait long for the wicket. And Heath has gone, trapped in front of the stumps, trying to play the sweep. And she goes for 24. Crucial.
Absolutely plumb, that one. Heath got right the way, facing on to Eva Gray, and actually hit, I think, her knee in the end, dead in front. I'm surprised it took the umpire a little bit of time to give that. Perhaps just surprised to see Heath in such an unorthodox position, but you can see here, he'll full on the knee, dead in front, and that's given in the end. Eva Gray with yet more important wickets for Essex. She has been leading this attack exceptionally all season and is now coming in clutch in the final game of the Vitality Blast for Essex's 2025 campaign.
Yeah, just what the team needed, wasn't it? That's her 15th wicket of the season. And a crucial time. As long as they can keep taking wickets, Essex will be favourites. But it's going to be tight.
20 from 10 here. I think Durham will need to get it, well, pretty obviously, as close to single figures as possible for the final over.
Mia Rogers is in. She will be facing her first ball once she's ready. Eva Gray just waiting. Now ready. Down the wicket, decent looking drive. Will they go for two? They will, because there was a slight misfield. And that's terrific running again, my goodness.
Yeah, Emily Windsor
is what a sprinter.
Considering she's back off a pretty bad hip injury, where she missed the whole of the start of the season. Has only played, well, this is, I think, her fourth appearance. So it's a pretty impressive effort for her to be putting in the yards so far.
Certainly is. Oh, and that's a lovely ball from Eva Gray that somehow misses everything.
Yeah, really, really good Yorker there. Rogers looking to try and give herself a little bit of room and prod it into the offside, but can't lay bat on it. And brings the rate above 2 a ball for the first time today. 18 from 8.
So
You've got to see a couple boundaries in these final, at least a boundary in the final 2 deliveries now.
slower ball, and that is helped round the corner, and I think is a wicket. The batter doesn't want to move. Eva Gray now thinks that she should have had a run out and a caught behind in this over. She has neither.
Yeah, unlucky. It looked like it leapt a fraction as it went past the batter, but perhaps maybe off an arm or a shoulder.
Well, we're just going to see the replay now. Will we have time? Yes. Ooh, not quite sure what that came off, but I can see why Eva Gray was interested. They go for a single. That will do. That's the end of a very good over from Eva Gray. She finishes with figures of 1 for 36 from her 4 overs and 17 off the last over.
Yeah, you'd think it's going to be too much for Durham to do here, but you never know in the Vitality Blast what can happen. Windsor and Rogers, both proper batters, both can clear the rope if needed, and that's exactly what is needed. As we're getting near 3 a ball required here from the final over. 5 wickets in hand. Still have Catherine Fraser, Phoebe Turner, Sophia Turner and Katie Levick to come. But I think it's going to have to be these two to put in some hard yards. As Maddie Penna comes in to bowl the final over for Essex.
It's a big ask because Maddie Penna wasn't bowling that many overs early on. She seems to be grown into this role. This season, anyway.
That could be stumped, gone! There we go! Wicket first ball And Essex are closing in on victory in the final game of their 2025 Vitality Blast campaign. Penna picks up her first, just outsmarting Rogers, skidding one through, offering a simple dismissal, a simple stumping for Amara Carr.
Brilliant. Really well bowled. Took the pace off, not afraid to take the pace off in that final over. And she did for the unfortunate Windsor, who goes for 1. And suddenly it's 17 off 5 deliveries.
Mia Rogers, that was who was stumped. Windsor down at the non-strikers end.
Yes, absolutely right. Mia Rogers stumped.
Brings Scottish all-rounder Catherine Fraser to the crease now. She has contributed with bat. Started opening the batting this season as well. Slid down when Emma Marlowe has returned. That one's pulled down the ground first up. They have to push for 2 here. Windsor turns, no, sends back Fraser. She's going to have to do it herself now. With pretty much 4 boundaries now, you'd expect. 16 from 4.
Yep, that's 3 6s or 4 4s, or a combination thereof.
I think this has got to go to the ropes here from Emily Windsor. Got sweepers out at cow corner, long on, long off, and cover. Everyone else inside the ring. She edges that one, thick edge, could run away. No, stopped at backward point. And it's just the one. Jodie Grucock there again, body behind the ball.
Yeah, I just wondered how hard she'd hit that, didn't it? Because if she'd really nailed it, it might have got between those 2 fielders.
Yeah, brings the 150 up as well for Durham. But 15 from 3 here. Full toss. Just clothed into the leg side. Could be above waist height. They'll push for 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be run out, you think. Kopak, good throw, gone. Yes! Another. She had to come back for the second, did Catherine Fraser. But brilliant fielding in the deep from Kate Kopak. Just hurls that one into Amara Carr, who takes another simple dismissal. This time a run out. And that is game over.
Well, it was a no ball.
Ooh, so maybe not game over.
There is a free hit. You, of course, can be run out on a no ball.
Wickets are tumbling though. Fraser's gone.
So it will be a free hit.
Yeah, Phoebe Turner, the new bat to face. 13 from 3. So actually, still very possible now. Still on the cards for Durham, but it will take some moments of magic here from their lower order. Short ball, that was just pushed out into the covers. They're going to have to push for a couple. Turn and goes, does Fraser. Oh, and a missed stumping. Missed run out there. Sorry, Turner that was, not Fraser. She's back for 2. And there's still 2 balls to go. It's going to have to be at least 1 maximum. A 4 and a 6 ties the game. And that could be stumped. It is. Amara Carr is mopping up now as Maddie Penna picks up her second of the match and her second of the over as well, to all but seal victory for Essex and end their campaign with success.
Yeah, that's it. With that no ball just muddied the waters there for a moment or two. And the maths made it possible once again for Durham to possibly pull this one out of the bag, but that moment has gone.
Yeah, it was always going to be a tricky chase for Durham. Essex batted so well throughout, just kept their rate more than ticking over, and in the end it was too much for the visitors. And that's driven down the ground, offers a caught and bowled opportunity, would have been a tricky one, but that is it. Essex end their season in the Blast with a win. A very well fought win. And celebrations here at the Ambassador Cruise Line ground in Chelmsford. Hands are shaken.
It's a lovely way to finish the season, isn't it? It hasn't always been, it's been tough at times this season, but you can hear what it means to the crowd here that Essex have got themselves over the line in what has been an absolutely terrific match, because we've seen way more than 300 runs, we've seen fabulous half-century from Cordelia Griffith, very nearly a half-century from Grace Scrivens, and some excellent, particularly slow bowling from Essex, with Safira Smail and Abtahar Maqsood really turning things around when it looked like, at the time when they were 82 for 1 after 10, that maybe the pendulum was swinging towards Durham. But Essex hold on and thoroughly deserved that win in the end. That was a very, very good performance.
Yeah, it was a day for the spinners. For Durham, Levick and Villiers, really, really good. Levick picked up 1 for 24. Villiers went wicketless, but just 28 runs from her 4 overs. And then with the bat, Susie Bates led from the front, 45 off 39. A few 20s chipped in as well by Marlowe, Villiers and Heath. But in the end, they fell short. Essex win by 9 runs and end their season with the win here in Chelmsford. And you can see them heading over, just clapping the fans, appreciating the support that has been on throughout the season. We'll be back on Thursday for the next game. The One Day Cup returns before the 100 takes over instead of the women's competition in August, and then we're back for some One Day Cup in September to finish the season off. So we'll see you on Thursday for what should be another really exciting game here in Chelmsford.